Good morning, everyone. If I seem unusually illuminated, it's probably because I'm recording at a time of day that I'm not usually recording. My last video troubleshooting, which is actually having a second screen connected to my computer, I thought perhaps that might have been what it was, but it seems that it's still working, which is great. Because I was concerned, I was troubleshooting the video issues that I was having last time I was attempting to record Dry, and they didn't reappear. And I thought, just as I was setting up the recording, oh shit, what if it's somehow caused by having a second display connected? Because I technically didn't at that time when I was troubleshooting, and I connected it and all is well. So I think we are out of the woods. We have a functioning recording here, which is good. It would therefore appear that a simple restart would have fixed it last time. I just didn't have the desire or the time or anything to actually go and do that. I'm lowering the volume of the game. I will monitor its volume as I continue. The annoying thing is that ambient sounds such as, you know, being out of a quest, and then like the sounds of the village, the music, things like that, quite low in volume compared to the gameplay when you're in a hunt, so I do need to lower the volume in accordance with how loud the game itself is during a quest. Let me reconnect my Wii controller because it now has apparently disconnected. I do say Wii controller in reference to the emulated controller, not an actual Wii controller. That's what I'm using, okay? We are emulating. My initial plan was in fact to record this on the Wii again. I was trying to move my save to the Wii. I could not, and the reason why was because apparently it's real easy to get your save off the Wii, but to put it back onto the Wii, wow. I had to go through some serious shit only to ultimately be unsuccessful in porting that save over, so it was disappointing, it was frustrating, but to explain why I was trying to do it, I suppose to simplify it and summarize, I basically cannot stand being unable to use FreeType with keyboard. It's frustrating me. I mean like a USB keyboard plugged in that's going to allow me to FreeType to people. Just that inability to communicate is endlessly annoying to me. So, there you go. I'll bring up my chat and we will be good to go. Yes, 2 Doom streams in one day. Lord Zor! Yes. Baggy armor looking great, lovely colors, Try such a good looking game. It is a beautiful looking game. I would like to impress upon every single one of you watching this the following point, and that is, I have no texture mods on this thing. None at all. It's just running at a nice resolution. It's not linked to Wii hardware. Now that was the frustrating balance of factors in porting my save over to the Wii. Do I force you guys to look at the game at a lower resolution, yet I'm now allowed, or not just allowed, but able to actually type to people naturally without having to use that stupid on-screen keyboard, or do I give you guys a more visually attractive experience? You're going to get a more visually attractive experience because I was not given the option to actually use Wii hardware, which was unfortunate. Hello, Hossein. This seems to be a good time to record. I've already got 7 of you on board, which is pretty good. More than I'm used to. In the early stages of the recording. I have been playing this game in my own time. I apologize that it has taken me so long. It's been, I think, more than a month since these servers started running. It's taken me this long to actually do a proper recording where I'm playing the game with the servers up. So, here we go. This is my new character, which I've named Doomlink. I'm still not that happy that I named it Doomlink. Basically, it was called Doomlink because I was using it as a profile to do a Let's Play of this game. And I wanted to play the game again, but I didn't necessarily want to do the village stuff again. So I chose a profile that I had recently played on, which at that time had been 1.5 to 2 years prior to when I actually started wanting to build on that character further, leading up to the release of these servers. But because it had been used as a Let's Play profile, it was called Doomlink. To finish the previous point, I wanted to play the game again, but I didn't want to do that village stuff because I find that to be quite repetitive. what I really wanted to experience was playing through the city mode again, which was something that I wouldn't be able to re-experience properly by going into that old save that I had. I also don't have an attachment to that save. I'll briefly go over that again. It's because I have no attachment to that save that has led me to really just leave it behind and work on this one instead. I rushed through that save. No real romance associated with it in my mind, so I'm not going to go so far as to delete it, but yeah, I'm not returning to that save. Thank you very much. I will focus on this one. There is apparently an option to rename a save. Not an option as if it's in the game, naturally, but apparently you can use mods to do that. I managed to find a post on the Try server Discord, and there's a guy who was doing editing. It's probably, I would imagine it involves hex editing, but he seemed quite willing to help anyone who needed help with that. And I think he did explain how to actually do name change. That was a specific thing that he showed people how to do. So I would love to do that. I don't want to continue being called Doomlink in-game. It feels weird. I've never been called Doomlink in a Monster Hunter game. And yeah, the sooner I can change that, the better. But for now, I will focus on just playing the game. We will go through all of these rooms to find the one that is most appropriate for me. What I'm looking for is people between the hunter rank of 17 and 27. Because that's my current range. If I can find someone to play with within that range. Just one person really would be suffice. It's not looking great so far. When you do see a solo play room, that's because someone wants to actually just play on their own, but they can't access the online content without being online, naturally. Oh yes, I should just rename it to Dink. That's an excellent idea. I don't know why I hadn't considered that. So what's the closest to being an appropriate room of all of these? None of them really look that great. Why did it just kick me out of that? Maybe that room's been removed already. What? Have I checked too many rooms? Okay, apparently these two aren't even letting me... maybe we'll go back and then bring the list up again. See, what is it about these two rooms? Whatever. HR grinding. I saw that this guy was hunter rank 13 with a hunter rank 36. So Fuyuko has basically joined Colin's room, who obviously is seeking to raise his hunter rank and high rank, but Fuyuko has basically said, no, you're going to help me. Which is, I've been trying to avoid that. I've been trying to play with people who are in my same hunter rank range, or at least below that. And I'll tell you why. The excellent design of having not... Let me rephrase this. So instead of having your hunter rank changed based on your quest progress, like precisely, so you're on 3-star quests, your HR, you know, whatever it would end up being, we'll say HR 3 for argument's sake. So you're on 3-star quests, you're on HR 3, you move on to 4-star quests, you're HR 4. The reason why it's better to have like a range of hunter ranks within which you are progressing is because it incentivizes helping people who are going through the same quests as you. It's not just key quests. You don't have to just blast through your key quests, do an urgent, move on to the next thing. It creates an environment where you're probably going to get help with your key quests, because these people just need to grind HRP at this point to move on to the next stage, because once they've done their key quests, they have no reason not to help you. So it incentivizes that, and that's really good. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Fuyuko should go and join a high rank guy and be like, well, you want to grind your hunter rank, but I can't even do your quest, so you do my quest now. I mean, that's not very nice. What if he still has key quests to do, for instance? I don't appreciate that, and I have pretty much completely avoided that, so... I'd rather not join that room, but we'll see how we go. I feel like I need to refresh this list. There's something wrong with this list. I could make a room, yeah. That might be an option. Could also play with those guys. There's 2 HR11s. Yeah, that's right, Stream Lobby is higher ranked again. These guys are playing with friends. They've just departed, actually, so I may not bother. I could make a room. I'll make one towards the first page. Oh my god, there's like no one on this page. I don't know why it feels like I need to refresh this list. It feels like... See how... Oh no, that one's actually showing me the room this time. See, that one is glitched out. It makes me think that the room's not actually there anymore. Let's quest together. Well, I can't, because I can't join your room, so... 22 months of subscriptions. Thank you, Ethan. What I think I'm going to do is I'll make a hall. Let's quest together. And I might do an arena quest, because at the moment, none of those rooms actually appear appropriate. It's fairly unlucky. One would obviously expect that when I'm actually sitting here recording that there would be no room to join. It's just my luck. But I'm not too concerned about it. We will hope that someone joins. And I remember, if you do recall, during my Doomlink Returns to Lochlak video, I did actually have someone who was watching me live join me in here, so that was nice. I did appreciate that. Game volume, I'm still not sure about. It seems fine for now. I'll have to double check. So, I was wanting to do Grudge Match Ludroth on my own before. Yeah, I'm definitely not soloing these ones. The frustrating thing is that these are balanced around multiplayer, so... it may not be worth soloing it. I don't imagine that I could S-rank it solo. And I don't really want to bother doing it unless it's S-ranked. I suppose what I can do is update you all on my character progress. So I'm HR 18, which is just getting into the beginning stages of end low rank. So your first hunter rank of the last low rank quest list, which is however many stars. Let's have a look. It is 3-star quests. Your first hunter rank of 3-star is 17. You require to be, or you are required to be HR 17 in order to progress to this point. And you will receive your... No, excuse me. You receive... Is that correct? Let's double check. I don't know when you get that. Yes, so you receive this quest at hunter rank 17, and then in order to progress to 3-star quests, you must be HR 18. And I had organized it so that I would progress to HR 18 upon the completion of that Lagia Cruise quest, so I did do that. What? Oh, okay. Apparently... Ethan's brother has a Wii U, and he's letting Ethan use it when he's actually away, which is very good. That means that Ethan and I can play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate together. I'm assuming he's willing to buy the game. It's really funny that he has a Wii U. And never mentioned it until now. So yeah, character progress. I just ate for Exchanger, by the way. I always eat for Exchanger. I'd like to think that that's obvious that I'm going to be doing that. The more hunter rank points I get, the faster I will progress through the game, literally. So, Exchanger, Exchanger, Exchanger. Anybody not doing that and playing through this game is doing themselves a disservice. Congratulations on finishing... Oh, here we go, I just got someone. That's like when you go fishing and you have absolutely no expectation of catching a fish and you get one and you're like, oh, well, there you go. What I've been doing to search for players is I go player search, gate search. And usually you can find the person pretty quickly, so here we go. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You can actually get a full list of everybody playing in your gate, which is excellent. So this person is HR 25, It means that we'll be able to help each other. Melgu 1. Straight to the quest giver. Not particularly concerned as to whether or not I have urgent quests, or not urgent quests, but rather key quests to do. But that's alright. Actually, yesterday I encountered a person who wanted to do their Double Trouble urgent quest, which is the urgent into high rank. That's Rathalos and Rathian in one quest. And we ended up two-manning it. And let's just say that I was prepared to do that. I really didn't mind. I was in the mood. That's a loud vehicle going past. I was in the mood to do that, but I was immediately put off by the fact that the guy was going combo greatsword. He was swinging his Lagiacruz greatsword, great weapon, strong in low rank. His Lagiacruz greatsword was being swung around without charging, which was not good at all. I've just been instructed to pick a quest. It was not a suggestion, it was an instruction, so I will do that. But yeah, I did abandon immediately when I saw that he was not charging his greatsword, and I sent a message before leaving the room, which was, charge your greatsword, what the fuck? So yeah, I sent that message and then left. I mean, I don't know if that's toxic. I'm sure some people think it is, but I don't give a fuck. I would have had a much more constructive and comprehensive discussion with that guy if I were able to properly type to him, but I'm not. So I just said, charge your greatsword, what the fuck, and left. Because why the hell would I two-man the urgent into high rank with this guy when he doesn't even want to charge his greatsword? Just get out of my face. I saw him doing it in the quest prior to that one, but I thought, look, I'll just let it go because we were playing with other people. But by the time we had done this particular quest, this two-man double wrath quest, the fact that he was still going combo greatsword just hurt me, so it just shocks me that someone who is playing Try Now is doing that. Why? Toxic, that's their play style. Yeah. We'll do Creeping Venom. I have very much dithered in posting a quest here because I am too busy chatting about a guy who I wouldn't go so far as to say he pissed me off. I suppose it pissed me off a little bit, but I didn't leave in an emotionally charged state. I was more disappointed than anything else. Let's do Creeping Venom, that sounds like fun. I happen to know that that's a key quest. I haven't done many key quests yet. Again, I'm still in the first rank of 3-star, so I think the only one I've done so far is Rathalos. Okay. My cable is resting on my bottle. I'm almost out. Oh no. My good Encarolus whiskey. Most of you probably haven't seen this because I've only shown it on my Circle of the Moon recording so far, and none of you care about that. So, good Encarolus is basically it's usually a beer. They make beer, and it's good beer. But they also had a whiskey, and I decided to get it. It's rather exclusive, and it's alright. I don't mind it at all. It's not absolutely mind-bogglingly tasty, but it's good. It's smooth, as you would hope. And it came with a glass as well. But of course, the problem with this glass is that it looks less like a whiskey glass and more like a candle holder. I was dispassionately accepting of the glass. It was included. I thought, well, I'll just take it. But to be honest, it is nice. It's a nice glass. The way it catches the light is good, and, you know, you can hold it in a way that makes it look like it's an actual drinking glass and not a fucking candle holder, but yeah, anyway. Ethan has informed me that he's currently in Starbucks, and the guy behind the counter is wearing a fedora, which, was cute 10 years ago. Cute in a... Well, I'm not going to go into it. Some of you might wear fedoras, but seriously. Fedora. Not good. Not good fashion. But do you know what? I would sooner wear a fedora than a bucket hat. You know, people who go around wearing bucket hats on their heads, I'm sorry, like, unless you are a toddler or a fisherman, you shouldn't be wearing a fucking bucket hat, please. Like, why do you go out in public wearing that shit on your head? I would sooner wear a fedora than a bucket hat. I would rather look like a m'lady than a fucking child. Or like someone with a learning difficulty. Like, you look like you have a learning difficulty when you go out in public wearing a fucking bucket hat, so stop doing that. Anyway, I just thought that I would make that point. Do I have my torch? I do not. Perhaps Melgu 1. I don't know how I'm supposed to... I feel like I've played with this guy before and someone told me how to say their name. I hope that you guys can actually see. Again, as I said, I will be monitoring the volume of the game. I do not want to be drowned out. But, anyway. Yes, you should be able to actually see the monster, but I can assure you that you wouldn't be able to see it if I had Bloom enabled. Like, I have absolutely no doubt you'd be seeing nothing except perhaps the glowing purple stuff, and then the rest would just be a sea of black. But with no Bloom, thank God, it's dark, but you can actually see things. As for my weapons, like my weapon selection, I have all elements except for Ice and Dragon. Whoa, I just got a lot of slowdown there, I don't know why. Yeah, every now and again, I will be having issues. That's the thing with emulation. It's hard to have consistent emulation, I guess. It's always easy on hardware, but emulation is rarely smooth. It will be for the most part, but if you get occasional performance issues, just make an allowance for it, I guess. Of course, just to let everyone know, when you're using Sword and Shield in this game, you do actually have to perform a special maneuver, which is the round slash with plus. So that is your full combo in this game. I was used to it in the past, but now it's honestly asinine. Like, I don't have the time for that shit. I can barely see what I'm doing. Oh yes, I'm supposed to check the volume of the game. At great cost to my health, most likely. It is a bit too loud, I will lower the volume. That should now be more reasonable. No, that's still too loud. I'm contributing by making stream adjustments while playing. You get out of my way. I should be focusing on first aid, or rather I should prioritize the use of first aid meds before using the potions. That would make sense, especially because I have 6 of them. Look at these little giggies after me. How adorable. Peaberry says the audio is totally fine. I disagree with that. I do not want the game to be too loud. I know that sometimes you can have immersive, loud audio, but occasionally it does drown me out, and I would rather take the risk of the game being too quiet than take the risk of it drowning me out. I really would rather that. So, anyway, we are both using appropriate equipment. Rathlos stuff. I have come across some people who just have really bad loadouts. They are quite content to use garbage weaponry and just barely make it through quests, effectively requiring the team to carry them through the quests, which is strange because I feel like it takes a certain lack of self-respect in order to play in that way. I do naturally hold people playing Tri now in this community to a higher standard than I would have held players of Tri in the past. And the reason why is because we know that everyone playing here is experienced. We know that we're all here because we've played a different game before this one, and we'd either like to try Monster Hunter Tri out, or we'd like to return to it. So we're all experienced in some way or another, so it's not really acceptable for you to be Hunter rank 18 and using a Bone Hammer Plus. I saw that. You know, I witnessed that. I had to play with that prick a lot because there was no one else to play with in my time zone. I had to play with a guy using a Bone Hammer Plus, okay? I had to do that guy's fucking... In fact, I did my own Baroth Urgent with a guy using a Bone Hammer Plus. Do you know what that feels like? I was rocking this sword and shield for that Baroth quest, and that guy was using a Bone Hammer Plus. It actually hurt. Anyway. Yes, the very uncontroversial statement of Giganox is better than Khezu. That I think everyone agrees with that except for the Japanese. I don't know why, but yeah. I'd say everyone is on the same page with that. I've been playing very much subconsciously. I'm sure I could have been doing more combos than this. What I have actually taken to doing, just to almost reduce the number of buttons that I'm pressing at any time when using this weapon, is I've just been doing this combo into the round slash, not actually bothering with pressing circle to do those slashes. Look how beautiful this game is. Look at this. Look at the colors. Mwah. Subtle but beautiful. Giganox just took a massive dump. And babies are gonna come out of it. A fedora advertises your slightly more extreme position on the spectrum. I suppose so. Whereas a fedora advertises that, a bucket hat might advertise a rather frighteningly low fashion sense, or poor fashion sense. But bucket hats are in style! Actually, I think they're finally coming out of style. I'm seeing less of them. I think we're all bucket hatted out now. I just had to adjust my earphones there. I think people have finally started to look at themselves in the mirror and go, I look like a dickhead wearing this. I don't know why it took them so long. I was literally 5 years old. I mean, I tell this story all the time because it's true, and it sort of underlines the reason why I hate bucket hats now. It's because I remember being 5 years old and my mum bought me a bucket hat to wear. I was 5 years old and I refused to wear it because I thought it looked stupid. I was 5 years old and I saw a bucket hat. I didn't even need to put it on. I just saw it and I was like, I'm not wearing that. Like, I'm not wearing that. And I never did wear it. It just sat in my cupboard for a long time. Yeah, I'm sure I would have looked cute in the bucket hat had I worn it. But, yeah, that's the point. Like, why do grown adults wear that shit? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm only so vocal about it because it, you know, about 10 years ago, it became cool to wear a bucket hat. Unbelievable. And then people got fancy with it. You get velvet bucket hats, leather bucket hats. I'm sorry, but just the word, the name bucket hat should tell you what you've got on your head. You've got a fucking bucket on your head and you're like, look at me, oh, I'm looking stylish today. Sorry, I'll get off this subject. Look, I've probably not had that rant properly on my recording, so let that stand on the record as my one bucket hat rant. I'm just letting you know, Giganox, you totally missed us with those attacks. That was embarrassing. I'm sorry that I caught that on camera, actually. Maybe he's just not as good with that attack in Tri. Hey, can you believe that he just launched 2 of them into the wall, and then the third one in a direction of no hunter? No hunter was over that way, and he still threw it over there. The poison of the Giganox is not as visible in this game. Like, when he goes into that attack, you can't actually see the poison quite as clearly. It's a bit more misty, as opposed to, I would say, both Portable Third and 3 Ultimate. I mean, Portable Third is, I suppose, a slightly more cartoonish game visually. I say cartoonish in reference to the textures. The textures are slightly more cartoonish. Less realistic, perhaps we'll say. But, yeah, 3 Ultimate did take a little bit of that as well. Probably courtesy of the fact that it was on a 3DS. But that misty poison does serve as less of an indicator that he's about to begin that attack. This monster is almost dead. I'm glad that I do have this guy helping me, because he's actually got a decent loadout. Makes a difference. We are level appropriate, I should mention, but 2 of us can get it done pretty quickly. One of the annoying things with emulation is that when I get quest clear, it sort of stutters for a second. Anyway. Well, I feel like realistic style textures are generally more demanding, so it's natural that portable systems do have slightly more cartoonish graphics. Fuck off, guys. There's bloody giggies. And then we've got this longsword Wonder Boy hitting me out of my calves. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm the only person who's doing this, I don't know why, but I take any opportunity I can to gather. Any opportunity. That's what you're supposed to do in a Monster Hunter game when you're building up your character, particularly through low rank. Gather as much as you can. Now, I was trying to carve that monster and then get in here and mine, but I was not really given that opportunity because I had Giggies and a teammate hitting me, which was not great. Anyway. Didn't I have Exchanger? That was only 1,200 HRP with Exchanger? Well, that's weird. Okay. I suppose I'll just have to accept that. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I'll try to stop doing that. But yeah, I'm honestly shocked by that HRP. That's about the same as Rathian, which I suppose is appropriate. It's just that you could fight Rathian in the previous list of quests, whereas this one is at the next stage, so I would have thought that naturally you would allow for more HRP from 3-star quest monsters, but fine. I will accept what the game has decided to do. I do not have Exchanger this time. I said I would stop clearing my throat, and then I immediately proceeded to do that. I got Ultra Lucky Cat. That's nice. What shall we do next? I don't really want to do Diablos, but I will have to at some point. It's just I don't have... I suppose I do have my Rathian Greatsword. I managed to get a Rathian plate after fighting Rathian, I think, 7 or 8 times in the previous HR bracket. That was definitely a process. I would imagine that we need to fight this monster too. Oh, I don't have a water weapon either. I need to work on that. Let me show you why I don't have a water weapon. It's going to make your eyes water. 3 Lagiacruz tails. 3! For a lance. Unbelievable. What were they thinking? I don't want to get 3 tails. I'd rather get 1 tail and then something else. Make it a horn, shit. I don't want to have to cut the Lagiacruz tail, it's annoying. Anyway. 2 Rathian plates to upgrade that. unbelievable. Anyway. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 upper low rank weapons, so I have been instructed a second time now to pick a quest. Very well. I will pick Diablos, but not before making sure that the slaying quest is in fact the key quest. I don't want to make that mistake. That would be quite awful. If I had to bring myself to fight Diablos and then I failed to get the one that was actually a key quest, I'd probably curl up into the fetal position and cry. So, it is indeed the slaying quest, into the danger zone. So, thank goodness. Did I ever watch the abomination that was the Monster Hunter movie? No, I did not, because I took a principled decision to neither watch it, nor see it in cinemas and give that project my money. The people who gave money to that, out of some sort of morbid curiosity to see what the movie looked like, effectively financed the movie, and I'm disappointed in all of you who paid to see that. If you pirated it, fine. It's not what I would have done because I didn't want to see that shit. You know, there's nothing funny to me about debasing the series with an abominable and entirely unnecessary movie. But if you find that funny, then go for it, mate. Like, I don't give a shit. But, if you give it your money, you are literally a walking, talking ballsack. Sorry. And that includes you, Ethan. You did it for science. Ethan apparently did it for science. Well, unfortunately, that wasn't good enough. Let me just make sure my green screen is in good order. My green screen is having a difficult time today. It looks fine. Oh god, my... No, that's actually not my arm phasing out of existence. That's my... Those are my earphones. If you're wondering what that strange thing... It's not a new tattoo. Oh, Doom Link's got a tattoo. No, it's just, like, my earphone cable. I don't know what kind of tattoo that would be, actually. A tattoo of an insect or something. Which is not uncommon. People get tattoos of insects on them. There's this girl that I work with and she... oh, bless her. She's got this little black cat tattoo. Sort of like a cartoon cat, not like an actual realistic cat. It's like this little black tattoo of a cat and it's on her arm. And the thing is, it's really bad because it just looks like a black blotch on her arm. It's not until you actually look at it that you realize it's a cat, because it's like a front view of a cat sitting, like a cartoon cat. It just looks like a fucking black blotch. I'm sorry, but I mean, yeah, it's cute when you look at it more closely, but if you're not looking more carefully, it just looks like a very prominent birthmark. And that's regrettable. I'd rather this cable permanently pictured on my arm, because at least that didn't look like a big black birthmark. Anyway, let's find this Diablos. How is Doomsync? Doomsync is gone. I have moved residence since the Doomsync incident, and I do refer to it as an incident. I forgot to bring... can you believe that I have a greatsword and I didn't bring sonic bombs? I mean, that is just pathetic. That's embarrassing and inexcusable. What? Oh, whoops, that's right. I need to be holding the R button in this game. I keep forgetting that. Also, the timing with your charging is slightly different. I'm used to it now. I had to get used to it. That was good. That feline actually took Diablos into enraged mode, which was lovely. One can only assume it dealt decent damage. I'm going to assume that that is normal Barrel Bomb L plus damage from those felines. I think I'm going to have to do a bit of sharpening because I'll be using this greatsword to shield quite often, I suspect. I may not. Why didn't I take more potions than that? You miss Bob. Well, I don't. My life is better without Bob. Bob the Builder. That asshole. Can you believe it's been a year and a half since Bob the Builder left the stage, so to speak? Yes, I need no encouragement to charge my greatsword. Although, if I were to not charge my greatsword, it would actually be somewhat justifiable, because it is a status greatsword. Whoa. Who would have thought? But that guy was using a fucking Lagiakruz greatsword. You see, even with the status greatsword, I'm not going to be swinging it around like that. I think I encountered a person who really should have been using a longsword, who was instead using a greatsword, and probably had regretted their decision to make a greatsword. The thing is, don't rope me into your mistake by having the two of us do a quest, and you're going combo greatsword. Like, don't inflict that shit on me. I don't want to take an extra 5 minutes in this quest because you don't know how to play the game. That's painful. Now, greatsword on Diablos is no fun. At all. Whoops, shit! I keep doing these draw slashes because I keep... You know, my muscle memory does not tell me to hold the R button when I go into a running charge. I mean, why would they require that? That's such a... whoops, I missed my charge timing there. So, that is such a alpha team decision. Just overcomplicating things for absolutely no reason. It's good to have detail in game design, but there's also such a thing as the beauty in simplicity, and I'll tell you what, like, Alpha Team do not have that sense of balance. Like, why would they require that you press the R button to go into a running charge? Like, why the fuck would it be... Why would it be unhelpful to not require that? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the only game where you're required to do that. So why did they think that was a good idea? Let's just add that little extra step to go into a running charge. Like, every second gen game before this one didn't require that, so why this one? It's unbelievable that they would do that. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and rant too much, but, like, what were they thinking? I have to tell you, it's very disconcerting when your earphones are slightly unplugging themselves from your audio interface, and you have an audio feed of your own voice into your left ear, and because it's slightly unplugging itself, your voice in your left ear is phasing in and out. It's like really... To say it's discombobulating would be an understatement. I don't know if that's a feline shiny, or what. It was a feline shiny. Let's throw that throwing knife. I can't take it back with me, so I may as well use it. I'll cut Diablos' tail with it. Let's do it. You know, if I did that on camera, I would dump ass in my chair and faint. Just, I thought I'd let you know that. You could have been party to that event. Live. You could have witnessed that. That would have been a special moment. That would have been, you know, the viral Doomlink moment. Man shits in chair and faints while playing Monster Hunter Tri. Yes, Ethan. I like how you were fascinated by that. It's like, really? Okay, wow. He's curious, he wants me to elaborate on it, I think. I'm tempted to just go no audio for this recording because my earphones are acting up. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, because it's putting me off to have the sound of my own voice not consistently being delivered to my ear. It's really bad, actually. Oh, I'm very happy. You know what I'm not very happy about? This Rhinopolis, honestly. What I am very happy about, however, is this gentleman over here that I'm hunting with, bringing sonic bombs. That is welcome, and I thank him for his team play. Oh, that is a Rhinopolis walking towards me. With it, oh, with the intention of ruining my day. That's not good timing for a fucking KO. I think we can all agree that is not good timing for a KO. For God's sake. Well, I'm glad that you agree, Ethan, because that's why I made the joke. It's also funny to me as well. At least I have sonic bombs now. I can contribute. At least towards a Diablos being stuck in one place, which, interestingly enough, is quite helpful for a person who's using a greatsword. I do have sonic bombs, by the way. It's not that I didn't bring them because I don't have any of them. I do have some. I just forgot to, because I always forget to. Which is actually inexcusable at this point in my monster hunting career. Inexcusable. There is no... It is an indefensible error. And yet I continue to make it. Oh yes, I did manage to get that on target. It didn't just hit nothing and become a useless attack. I don't know what... I think I did get hit by the tail, actually. On that occasion. Stop! Oh my god, you guys need to fuck off. Time to combo greatsword. Alright. Combo greatsword is a good strategy on Rhinopolis, but perhaps not large monsters. Oh, that's not good. I don't have any max potions or ancient potions yet. Oh, let's go for a tail cut. That's a good idea. May as well go for it, hey. Cutting a Diablo's tail can be annoying. It's not one of the easier tails to cut. That would have been a cool moment to cut the tail. Here we go. Sonic Bomb. It's a bit of a waste at that point, isn't it? He's doing the smash charge. To be honest, back in Try, I had decided that the smash charge was glitched in some way, and I will tell you why. I found that... I tested it with Gembaran, you know, back in 2010 or 2011. I was testing the smash charge effectiveness with Gembaran, and the number of hits that it took to break a part of the spine. So I was doing just regular charges. I wasn't even doing, like, any sort of swings. No swings whatsoever, just smash charges. Well, excuse me. Standard charges into smash charges, and then only standard charges. And I found that if I didn't do smash charges, it would break with less hits. Which is weird. It didn't make any sense to me, so I had decided that the smash charge was glitched in this particular game. I have no reason to believe that that's the case for any of the others, but my testing many years ago in Try suggested to me that smash charge wasn't worth going for at all. Even though that was illogical. But I had my suspicions, and it prompted me to test it, and I quite conclusively... Was it a scientific evaluation? I'd say it was scientific enough. And the results of my testing were that the smash charge is fucked. It doesn't work properly or something, I don't know. Unless I was the problem somehow, that's always possible. Thanks for the resub, Takashi. Your resub caused me to get hit. Thought I'd just let you know. That's what you get for resubbing. Subscribe to Doomlink to see him faint. In-game, not in real life. If a subscription to my Twitch channel were enough to get me to faint in real life, it would be very difficult to actually maintain a full live stream. I will greet this person who just joined. Their name is Rockers. Rocker. He's Rocker. You've left again. And gone in what direction? That way? I saw you go that way. Why would you go that way? I'm going to assume that you've actually gone this way. Because that's weird. You haven't gone this way. Did you literally go out this exit? Yeah, Ethan. Takashi and I, we're like this, whereas you and I are more like this. I don't know what that means. that could mean a few different things, actually. And if there's any sexual connotation, I do apologize. There you go. Yeah, I knew there would be an immediate sexual connotation. Apparently it means that we're scissoring, which is just really quite engagingly absurd, because we wouldn't get very far. It would basically be a kissing of scrotums, which might pleasure some people, but not me. And as for Ethan, I cannot speak for him. I cannot speak on his behalf. Is this because we didn't finish Gundam? Yes, it is. You've been deposed as best friend of Doomlink. What? Toys for male scissoring. Well, I don't know if I should blame you for taking this conversation down a very strange route, or if I should accept some responsibility here, but... yeah, that's strange, and I would have preferred not to know that. I have to blame myself, very well. Just because I did this to the camera, okay. Sounds like it's all my fault, doesn't it? He's doing work, isn't he? Yeah, while I was away, he cut the tail and broke the other horn, so... he's a good teammate. I like him. He's getting work done. He's doing more than me because he actually brought fucking sonic bombs, so... good on him. What's peak about it? Ethan, sometimes you speak... far below your generational vernacular. In terms of quality and age. Apparently this audio is peak right now. What do you mean? I almost thought you meant it was peaking in an audio sense, like it was going into the red and distorting. But no, I think you mean peak as in it's good. Peak as in climactic, okay. Well, that's always good. Diablo's Fang and Twisted Horn. Well, it's not quite what I wanted, but I'll take it. We got a Rust Shard out of that, which was unexpected. Yeah, Bone Husk Large. Just what I wanted. Hunter's Knife Plus. Just what I wanted. I'll take it, may as well. Current Res plus 8, may as well. Then we'll sell this decoration. I'm making a decent amount of money, and the reason why is because I came into low rank in the city mode with stuff already forged, okay? So I've basically been accumulating money as I've continued through the game, and I haven't been spending it, so... I've done a little bit of upgrading. I'm probably upgrading... Let's rephrase that with correct English. I have probably upgraded 2 weapons up until this point. Which is a small number compared with what I actually have on hand. No, we'll keep that. What is your rank, rockers? Why? Why do people do this? You've basically precluded us from hunting our own shit because you've just turned up and you're like, help me. No, have some decency. What's going on with this guy? Because of your recent increase in hunt rank, you may now stay in the level 2 guest house. Where's that? I forgot. I may stay in the... Okay, select house to move into. Yes, I don't have any furnishings anyway. So, what becomes... That's not the level 2 guest house. That's the level 3. So where's the level 2? I've actually forgotten. It's been so long. Is this it? That's not it. Oh, it is it. I haven't seen... Oh, wow. I haven't seen this in a very long time. My only memories, really, were of the level 1 and the level 3 guest house. I have to go, guys. Bye! I'm guessing it's because he saw that guy's hunter rank that he's decided that he needs to leave the room. I'm going to do the same, actually. I'm not hunting with that guy. I'm sorry. I mean, I feel for him if he needs help, but... Fucking hell, like, make your own room, or look for people of your own hunter rank. That's what I did. Okay? I didn't turn up in some other person's room and demand assistance, because it's what you're doing. Like, that's the subtext to you joining this room. You're like, well, you guys are obviously questing at a much higher level than me, like 2 star levels above me, but I'm here now, so you do my stuff. You help me. You do hunt. Do my hunt. I don't know why I decided to speak in that way, but I find it discourteous and awkward, and so I have gone to great lengths to avoid doing that myself. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, and wow, Rock, what's with these people? Like, is it just me, or like what the fuck is that? So he doesn't want my assistance, apparently, or he is so impatient that he wants to find a better room. Maybe he can go and join a room of Hunter Rank 100s and beg them for assistance instead. Like, what the fuck? No, Ethan, I don't want to hear that shit from you, mate. No. There are about as many people playing this game as Generations Ultimate right now, and there are way more people playing this game than 3 Ultimate. You know how many people playing 3 Ultimate? Like 10. This game, it peaks at 50. I've seen it go higher, much higher. So, I don't want to hear that shit. It's good of you to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, but I've found that in this community, and that seems to expand even into the small group of people who are playing Monster Hunter Tri in 2023, you don't give these people the benefit of the doubt. It's not worth it. I actually went home to save the game. So, well, I'm glad that people are still streaming 3 Ultimate, because that will help to keep the game alive. Just for F has joined the room. I'm going to assume that, you know, that stands for just for fun. Going to assume that stands for just for fun, but if you're You know, if your name on Tinder or something like that was just for F, I'm sure there would be a different interpretation to that name. But, anyway. Let's figure out what his hunter rank is. I'm hunter rank 2. I'm a new player. Help. Just for F. He's hunter rank 11. He is also below my hunter rank. No, I don't... Let me just see what's around. Let's find out. Let's find out. I actually encountered someone who started in World and has played Rise, who actually went back into first gen and liked it, like straight into first gen. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think it was possible for a person to be that flexible. But yeah, I mean, imagine establishing all of your knowledge and perception of what Monster Hunter is in 5th generation, and then going and playing first and enjoying it. That's... I actually can't comprehend that. Because, you know, for me, I was very used to 2nd gen, and 1st gen fucking blew my mind. So, yeah. That's a lot to swallow. But some people are capable of that. Any generational step down in Monster Hunter is a big deal. From, you know, from 5th to 4th, from 4th to 3rd. 5th to 3rd is huge. Really big. 5th to 1st, it's a different game. It's not even Monster Hunter anymore at that point. Like, Monster Hunter as you know it, I mean. I would say that 5th gen isn't Monster Hunter, but if you've established an understanding of what Monster Hunter is based on 5th gen and you go and play first, I mean, it's unrecognizable at that stage. This is... I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but this doesn't look great. It looks like my options are no better now than they were before. For me, personally. At my hunter rank. Rockers... Oh, I think Rockers took my advice and made his own room. He's managed to get a hunter rank 0, which is nice. These guys are probably going to get carried through the game. Good for them. Alright, I'll join these two. I remember passing up on their room before, but I'll accumulate some HRP with them, why not? I'd say everyone's different, Takashi, but I'll trust you. I've never gone backwards from 3rd to 2nd. I went from 2nd to 3rd. Oh, hi. That's a nice welcome. I will bow to them. That's very classic Monster Hunter Tri, what you're seeing here. That's what the community used to be like. That sort of... unless they're AFK, but... Yeah, you used to see things like that, you know, the two people in the room waving to you as you come in, like, that's nice to see again. I don't know what they're doing, though. I don't know if they're here or not. The fact that they're still waving... Okay, well, Fuyuko is here. I'm sorry, unless the Rathian set doesn't use a plate, and I suspect that it does, I think it's a bit of a waste of Rathian materials to make the armor set in low rank. It's better to save that for weaponry, I think. In fact, I know, but everyone does their own thing. It was a very common set back when Tri was new. Particularly among female hunters for some reason. Used to see that skirt all the time. Widito. Gate search. Doesn't really matter what his hunter rank is because, yeah, okay. Same bracket as Fuyuko. I don't know if they're particularly fussed as to what we hunt. I would prefer to do Rathian, because that's the best one for HRP in this second star quest list. I do have quests that haven't been completed. I suppose it would be nice to do Baroth Capture, because I haven't done that yet. Let's see if I can type this out fast enough. Cap Baroth? Because I have a good sense that, or I have reason to believe that both Colin and Fuyuko don't have a preference. Weeditor says, yeah. Okay. And I'm guessing that Colin and Fuyuko don't really care. So, I'll bring the gin again. Ethan, I'm going to need you to retype that message because I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so, as I said, Peaberry, if you need to use a plate for any part of that armor set, it's a total waste. Total waste. In my opinion. I'm going to guess that with Exchanger, Baroth is going to give about 1000 HRP, which is still appropriate for my hunter rank, so I don't mind doing it. I wouldn't be doing 1-star quests at this stage, but I'm happy to do the star level below mine. That's acceptable, I would say. I'm not even in the 20s yet, so it's fine. I haven't seen the Rhinopolis armor set for a while. The female Rhinopolis set. Colin has a bowgun loadout. Oh, that's impressive. So, Colin has obviously made a set adjustment. He's made an allowance for the deviation of the Barazuka barrel with steadiness. Made an allowance for the recoil. This is a really good loadout for... Oh, he is in high rank, actually. I do forget that. Yeah, HR37 is high rank, so it makes sense that he's making a set like this. It's good. How about that? Good on him. Good set. Thank you for the advice, Melgui, but I am not so much in need of it. Because I was using the Diablos armor set for Greatsword many years ago. 13 years ago. So that's not new information, that's 13-year-old information for me. I'm playing on a new character, but I think it is the person who was hunting with me, yeah. I'm going through low rank with a defense armor set. I'm not using this set for the skills. It's nice that I have focus for use with the greatsword. I'm happy about that. But I made this for the defense because I have absolutely no desire whatsoever. Why did I go this way? This is a bit slow. It's not the end of the world, but I probably wouldn't have taken this route. So, in low rank I have no desire to work towards skills because I intend to get to a high rank pretty soon. So, while you can upgrade armor in Monster Tri, in terms of its defense, to make it appropriate in high rank, it is still noticeably weaker than high rank armor in terms of defense. So, really, the only reason... See... I was intending to attack it and then roll out of the way, but I instead bounced, which actually was predictable, so I don't really know why I didn't expect that. So really, the fact that you can level up your armor pieces in low rank to make it appropriate but still sort of weak for high rank is probably more for mixed sets. So if you need a particular armor piece, which happens to be low rank in order to have particular skills in a mixed set, then at least you know that you can upgrade that piece so that it's roughly high rank defense. Still weak, but appropriate for high rank. But I would not encourage the use of low rank armor into high rank. But that's just me. It also has Tremor Res, Melgui. But, thanks for the advice, I guess. Sword and Shield really is the only thing that I would be comfortable using with a Barroth that moves at this speed. I'm trying to get the front arms rather than the head. Bouncing off the head is annoying. I want to get that Nahabra, which is dangerous actually, because I'm not doing amazingly with my health. I got a Nahabra wing out of it, and I'd say that was worth it. I don't expect to need Nahabra materials, not for a little while, but if I do happen to need them, at least I've got them. I've carved a few Nahabra. Whenever you see a Nahabra that hasn't been destroyed, carve it. Just do it. It's worthwhile. Because usually when you need Nahabra materials, you have to go out and gather them specially. You have to actually go out and go on a form of expedition. What I usually do is I bring poison shots, because they tend to not destroy the bodies. And that's not to suggest that the creature will be poisoned and then die of the poison. I mean, poison shots seem to actually just not destroy the body at all, so yeah. It works quite well. But it's still something I'd rather not be doing. You would be going for me, wouldn't you? You bastard. We do need to make sure that we're capturing, of course. We have a full team here, and there is a danger, particularly with this guy who is high rank, of actually killing this thing accidentally. I posted this quest because it's one that I have yet to complete, so I would like to make sure that we get it done. We're not going to get anything out of a failed quest, so let's take care. I really do need a new controller. This thing is so crap. This Power Wave Accessories PlayStation 3 controller, it's so bad. I thought it was going to be better than it was, but I thought it was going to be better than it ended up being, but it's not that. It's bad, and I need something better. Stop getting the head region. I'm trying to reach the... Yeah, and he fell backwards. So he flinched backwards, put his head in front of my attack range, or my attack area, and then I got super pounded, which is great. If we can get him limping out of this area, that would be ideal, because I find that if you get the monster to limping health just after it's moved an area, it will raise the chances of you accidentally killing the monster, because it won't immediately limp out if it's just changed areas. So I would prefer to get it limping here. That way it's fairly cut and dry, we can capture as soon as it leaves, but anyway. It may not be that smooth. Didn't fucking limp at all. Didn't fucking limp at all. I knew that there was a risk of that. Fuck! What's frustrating about that is because I had Exchanger, we've taken the time to do the quest, and we just got nothing out of it. Nothing whatsoever. Fucking hell. I hate capture quests. I absolutely hate them. I mean, I got 150 HRP out of it. That's nice of them, isn't it? Fucking hell. It just frustrates me when you've got that waste of time. I mean, you have succeeded in killing it, right? But because it was a capture quest, oh, you don't get anything. You failed. It's extremely frustrating. No indication whatsoever that it was weak. I knew it was close, but there you go. Well, oh, okay, we are both here. Well, I'm particularly frustrated because that was a waste of my time and a waste of Exchanger. How is he still sitting here? What the fuck? I was sitting in this position for quite some time and he still managed to sit here, so I don't really get it. I'm tempted to try another room, just to see if anyone at my rank is hanging around. The reason why is because I'm becoming slightly more sensitive to the use of my time. After having just wasted my time, I don't really want to continue hunting with them, so I would rather work towards my own hunter rank. Or, you know, work through my key quests and do quests that give higher HRP. So I will look for other people. The rooms have changed a little bit, I think. Just for F. Hello, says Anon. Hi. So that's what I was just in. Casual play. Far out. The thing is, I don't want to make a room and then just have some guy who's in 1-star quests join me. I want someone at my level to join me if I make a room. Should I try a different gate? Perhaps I could. It's probably not worth it. I can't imagine that there will be a difference, but I could check. Change server. No one's in there. And I can't even check if people are in there. Alright. There's no point checking other gates because they're in other gates because they want to hunt alone, obviously. So, there's no point. I am frustrated by this. Like, why would I join their room and force them to hunt at my level? That would be ridiculous. It's basically like saying, please carry me. They are probably on task. They're doing their own stuff. So, why would I force them to help me like that? Because that's what joining their room is. Now, this room says well, it does say everyone welcome, doesn't it? Okay, on the basis that this guy's room says everyone welcome, I'm gonna join him. Because I feel like I'm not inflicting myself on this person if he has named the room everyone welcome. Let's do that. Howdy. He's posted a question. See, you said everyone welcome, so... Okay, he's taken it off. Maybe he's flexible enough to give me a hand. He's eating nothing. And what's he going to post? Hopefully something that I can join. I wouldn't mind doing Phantom Uragan, actually. What's he posted? Yes, he wants to do... This is the thing, he put anyone welcome. That's fine, I'll leave. He put anyone welcome, but the assumption, I suppose, is that if you're going to join, you're going to be that person's... or within that person's bracket. So, I get that. At least I checked. But that is slightly misleading. Anyone welcome. Or everyone welcome. It's not really true, is it? Anyway. Should I just make a room then? I'm not going back to that previous room because I left it without saying anything. I'd explain, I would converse if it were comfortable to do so, but I have to use that stupid on-screen keyboard, so can't really do that. What's this room? It's an HR 50 questing with HR 6s. Alright. Skilled players only. Let's quest together. I just want someone of my rank to hunt with me. I suppose what I can do in the meantime is work on boring gathering quests that I haven't done yet. I may as well work towards getting all quests completed, so that's something that I can do in the meantime. Would have been nice to get that done, hey. Very frustrating that we failed that. Alright, we'll start with a harvest tour. I just hope that people aren't going to be discouraged from joining the room because I'm not in the city. I'm on a quest. I'm concerned that by doing quests it's going to turn people off from joining, which would make this an entirely pointless exercise to be making a room and sitting here and waiting. Yes, yippee indeed. I'm just going to do some mining, because in this game you don't get the Poor Pass ticket immediately. You have to wait about 3 minutes, so I may as well do some gathering anyway. Where's your gathering set, Doomling? Well, I've decided to be suboptimal today. Speaking of suboptimal, I'm getting a whole lot of stones and whetstones. I don't fucking need that. It's not like I'm looking for crystal bones, but I'm looking for at least something that's not crap. Glue hopper. Ethan, was it you or Sam who kept saying glue glopper? Some fucking person was saying glue glopper. Maybe it was someone else from that friend group, but someone, I'm telling you, thought it was glue glopper, and I was just like, glue plopper. That's also an alternative reading. A slightly funnier one. Yeah, someone thought it was glue glopper. It's like, how do you insert a G into there? There we go, we've got a mining point over here. That may have just materialized. They are all over the place, the mining points in this game. They randomly appear and then randomly disappear. Like, you can be in the middle of mining at a mining point and it'll just disappear. Mid-mine. It's quite funny. I'm going to collect some of your bones. Hope you don't mind. The bones of your... Oh, God. I suppose he did mind. These are the bones of my brother. You're desecrating his resting place. I'm creating a fucking narrative about Jagia burials now. That's how engaged I am. It's exciting stuff, isn't it? Nitro shrooms? Hell yeah. I don't think that does advance your farm, P-Berry. In Freedom Unite. Oh, no, it does, doesn't it? I think only certain things in your farm. What does it do? So, I know that in Freedom Unite, just thinking specifically on that game, there are certain things that gathering quests or a harvest tour will not advance. I'm trying to think what that is now. It may not be the farm, it may be something else. I don't think Trenya can be advanced that way. I don't think the bug tree can be advanced in that way. And I'm quite sure that the mining cave can't be advanced in that way, which leads me to suggest that the farm as a whole probably can't be advanced that way, although I could be wrong. But I do, like, my clearest memory is trying to get a particular bug. I think they are, what's it called? It's a particular bug from the bug tree, and I remember grinding that. But I couldn't advance the bug tree using harvest tours. I recall that. So, what that tells me is that at least some aspects of the farm cannot be advanced. Why was the deliver button written with a lowercase d? Why? I wish I could show you that again. It was lowercase. Why? Well, the quest is over, so I can't show you that again, but it was really out of place. Maybe it was some kind of clerical error. Some sausage-fingered translator. Whoops! Well, I shouldn't say sausage-fingered, because that would suggest that a typo was made. It wasn't a typo, it was, for some reason, not capitalized. I have a feeling that if I am on a quest, no one's going to join me. It shouldn't affect that, but it will. I don't trust this community, I've decided. And that should rotate my food. It has done. I've got Exchanger. Oh my god, woe is me. No one to hunt with. I might have to just settle for a lower ranked hunt. Because I'm not going to beg higher ranked people to do my quests. They have every right to do their own stuff. Zarmus is not having much success. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the guy. He should look around for other rooms. I swear I've seen quite a few where people are hunting at his levels, so... Or perhaps I'm wrong. I don't want to go back to that room. I feel like I left it prematurely. I might have to join that, Oh, that's a playing with friends room. I see. Weasley. That's an interesting name. Weasley. Maybe I'll play with this guy. Durayan. Or Darian. Durayan. I'll call him Durayan instead of Darian. Running out of whiskey. Error code. Well, that's shit. I'd finally decided on a room to join and I get an error code. Alright, well, actually no, they're on a quest. Help. I've got no one to play with. Alright. No, I'm not playing. No, because then I have to do 1 star. Ugh. I'm not doing 1 star. Shit. I suppose the hardest thing is I have to keep checking all these rooms because, you know, if these rooms had a name, I'd be able to identify them better, but they're all canned, you know, titles, so it makes them more generic and therefore less identifiable, so I have to keep going through and checking what they all are. Just for F. Maybe I'll have to just play with that guy. I don't think I have another option right now. Ugh. Is he the guy who joined me and then I left? Possibly. That may have happened. Because that's what he did, he just sort of joined and... Well... I didn't want to do his quests, so... I left. Hi. Alright, what do you want? He's got a War Mace and a Jaggy set. What do you want? Post what you desire. It's just frustrating when you don't have people of your own rank to hunt with because it slows down your progress through the game. I would prefer to just focus on reaching high rank and progressing at speed. Because I don't have more to do in low rank, really. Not right now. I'm fairly content with what I've got. I need to farm Pecco, smiley face. Okay. I don't mind doing that. I might bring the Barbarian sword for that. Haven't used it in a little while, actually, this longsword. It's a good one. What are you up to? Well, I'm certainly not doing my own stuff because you can't do my stuff, so just do what you're doing. I would like to respond, but it's not easy to do so. I'll just say anything. That's easy. Anything. Did I get Exchanger? I didn't get Exchanger. Damn it. I'm gonna get like 500 HRP from this, yeah. Just for fun. How am I supposed to shorten this guy's name? Just for F. Now that's a person who is in desperate need of a name change. I'd like to change this name, but... yeah. If my in-game name was just for F, I wouldn't be coming online. I'd be waiting until I'd changed my name first. He has thanked me for my assistance. That's alright. I have no other choice. This is my only real option to play with you. Take advantage of it while you can. I will take these Sonic Bombs, actually. That's good. I use low rank quests to stock up on things that are just given to you in the box, like Sonic Bombs. That's why I have Sonic Bombs. I haven't actually combined to make any of them. But I do have some that I have accumulated in my storage from low rank quests. I take them and I don't use them. He wants Flintstones, okay, I'll keep that in mind. The letter K is over here, you imbecile. It's nice when they have it in fucking alphabetical order instead of QWERTY. I mean, what would possess Nintendo to deviate from the standard of QWERTY? Why? Like, what the fuck? Actually, it's not. Isn't Nintendo? Yeah, it's the Wii on-screen keyboard, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely a Wii on-screen keyboard. I don't think it's a Tri on-screen keyboard. It just looks like a Wii design to me. It doesn't look specific to Tri. Like, why the fuck would they not have it in QWERTY format? I remember it confusing me so much in the old days when my TV resolution was quite low, and I ended up naming my original character, like my first character in Tri, which was named Lord Zor, was actually Lord Zer, because of the low resolution on the letters, like the E character. So the E character actually looked closed. Looked like a closed circle rather than the letter E. So I thought it was an O, but it was actually an E, so I was Lurdzer. And I wouldn't have made that mistake if it were in fucking QWERTY, but it wasn't. It's ridiculous. And I had actually met someone who'd made the same mistake. Someone who thought that the E's were O's because of the low resolution. It was quite funny. Because I asked him, he had this name where it didn't make sense to have E's there, but it did if they were, in fact, intended to be O's. And I asked him, I was like, did you make that mistake? That same mistake that I did? And he was like, yeah, I did. So I met someone who was in the same boat. Made me feel less like an idiot. Oh, wow. I'm tempted to kill the Jaggy, but I don't think that will make a difference to my HRP. I don't think Free Hunt will contribute to HRP. That is just locked to the quest reward. You'll get rewards for Free Hunt, obviously, but... oh my fucking god. I get it, you're using a hammer, that's how you have to use it, but... I'm the one dealing damage here. So what I mean is that it's still frustrating to be hit. Here we go. I'm assuming that Kurapeko is weak to water. I know his primary weakness is ice, so I would assume water to be a decent secondary. Perhaps a tertiary weakness. Shit, don't hit me away from the monster when it's limping, man. This is when we need to get that damage out so that we can kill him before he leaves. Oh well. And he just got shoulder charged. I believe Kurapeko will go to 8. I hope I'm correct. I should be. I was correct. There you go. And he's dead. I will get started with my mining. Just for F is pleased with the speed at which we killed the monster. I'd actually say that wasn't that fast, but anyway. If I could tune my play a little bit, maybe I could get that done a little faster. I have been playing quite lazily. He's trying to do the jump just before the end song finishes, which I always used to do. Still works in the other games too. I actually can't hear the music at all, so there you go. That was good fun. Good try memories. That's what I always used to do. I don't need to call them try memories anymore. I mean, yes, my experience will always be a memory, but, you know, my experience of the game in the past, but now I'm playing it again, so I'm re-experiencing it. Melody has departed on a quest. What is your hunter rank? 14. Okay. I think they're in the same bracket, aren't they? Yeah. Should be. But this guy needs Kurapeko, so we're going to keep doing that. I guess. We could probably do another one before Melody gets back. I don't know what Melody's doing. Oh. Wyvern conservation. Very well. I think that's a key quest, so it's understandable that he's doing it. Alright, give me Exchanger, come on. Second time now that I've tried to get it. Don't thwart me again. I've been thwarted again. I need Exchanger. It's important. Where is this frickin' quest? It's not here. It's definitely not in 2-star. Unless it... no, it shouldn't be. No. Well, he's going to have to post it again because I don't have it. Ugh. I have been very lucky with Exchanger prior to this point, but apparently while on camera, I'm not getting it. Looks like he does have it, which is good. Let's go. I want to make this as quickly as... I want to get through each of these as quickly as possible, which is going to require swift departure. Reduced setup time. No, I was looking for playing with fire in 2-star. The quest we're doing now. Should be a 1-star quest. Yeah, I wasn't looking for Wyvern conservation. I could see that the HR requirement was HR 9, which tells me that it is 2-star. The 1-star quests are no requirement. You can be HR 1 and join them, naturally. I knew that tail would still get me. Right, let's work towards a slightly faster hunt this time. It's going to be hard if he keeps doing that shit. I'd rather he just stays at camp if he's going to do that crap. I get that I'm using a longsword and I'm more likely to mess up the hammer user than the other way around. Well, actually, it's equally likely depending on the hammer user. He just spun out with the hammer, which is great. But seriously, it has to be said that if I'm the damage dealer, he needs to not fuck me up as best he can. If that means that his DPS goes down, so what? Seriously, so what? He's using an iron hammer. Probably does a little bit of damage at this point, but it's the war mace, I think it's called, which is upgraded. It's rarity 2. Better than nothing. I'm glad he didn't hit me with that attack. I would have been spewing if he had hit me with that shit. As you can see, longsword DPS in this game is pretty disgusting, isn't it? It's actually shocking. Have to pause to sharpen, but then it's on again. Just endless spirit combos. Oh yeah, I said that I didn't have a water weapon, didn't I? Because I had forgotten about this barbarian blade for some reason when I was thinking about it. But no, I do have a water weapon. I'm using it now. I checked my spiral lance, because I think I was reminded of how displeased I was by needing 3 Lagiocra's tails to make it, so I used that as an opportunity to show the requirements. Oh, I thought he was going to run away. He almost did. By run away, I mean do that stupid running animation where... He actually already did the animation, so I don't think there was a risk of him doing it again. Not run away in the sense that he's going to fly away, I mean run away in that he literally does a little running animation where he tries to... I guess he's frightened or spooked or something like that. Alright. We'll go and receive him in Area 8. I just allowed myself to get frustrated again that I don't have Exchanger. I'll double check to see how much HRP I'm getting. I think it's, you know, around 500, which is not very good. At least the quests are quick, but... yeah. I'm trying to break this head for both of our sakes. You never know, I might need Kurapeko stuff too, so... I'll be robust. And try to break everything. If he had sent me off the edge, I probably would have been sent off the edge in real life. Emotionally. And I'm sure profuse apologies would have followed, but whether or not it would make a fucking difference is another matter. Why aren't you dead? Come on. I'm not sharpening for you. Not now. Seriously. Let's go. The time is nigh. I now have broken blade. Come on. Orange sharpness as they refer to it. Yeah, actually, if he wanted to name himself Just for Fun, but it couldn't fit, he could have just done just number 4 fun. That would have made more sense, I agree. Would have been a lot better than just for F. Maybe he wants justice for Frederick? Justice for Frank? You never know. That could be what it's about. We can theorize until we're blue in the face, but what I can say is that it's not the best name in the world. There we go. We got some strange beaks. Suppose that's the drop that I was wanting to ensure that we get. It's not even 500. It's 440. Terrible. New record. Well, that's really exciting, isn't it? My smallest one yet. Whoa. I don't give a fuck. I want more HRP than this. This is woeful. 400. Less than 500. What was it? 460? It's upsetting. I still need 1,200 for my next rank up. My final rank, the rank at which I receive my urgent, for this bracket, by the way, is 27. So, yeah. I've got a few hunter ranks to get. Also, I have to increase my rank by a few levels before I get that, as you can obviously appreciate. So getting 400 HRP is like a drop in the bucket. Or it feels like one anyway. Alright. I don't know how much Kurapeko this guy needs, but I'm losing the will to actually bother. I'm saving. Stop, Poogie. I've nothing against you, but really, like, that's not what I was looking to do. Pet him for good luck. Is that true? I still don't know. People have been muddying the waters by saying it's not true. Melody has just posted a gathering quest. I've had enough. Like, if that guy's going to post a gathering quest, I'm not going to... Just whatever. I'm out. Next room, please. That guy got 2 Kurapeko hunts out of me. That's just going to have to do. I will try my luck again. Skilled players only with Maki. Playing with friends. Well, there's no one in the room. That's the room I was in. There's these guys again. Everyone welcome. Event quests ho. Don't call me a hoe, that's rude. Wow. How about I just join this room? I give up. Seriously. It is not true. Really? Is it really not true? That is like the ultimate monster under old wives' tale. Because I'm telling you, like, I 100% believed it to be true and still, until I started hearing people saying that it wasn't true, and then I wasn't sure anymore. But like 100%, like, never would have guessed it. Yeah, so I'm playing this in an emulator. I wanted to play it on the Wii so that I could type to people with a USB keyboard, because the emulator doesn't actually allow for that functionality for some reason. But, yes, this is in the emulator, so the resolution is better than it would be on the Wii, but these are still the natural textures of the game. It's a very good looking game. Yeah, it was... I would absolutely recommend trying to play again, Damien, because it was a very special moment for me to be able to return to this game. Just being in this place, you know. It's probably the same for you as well, just you have a lot of memories of this place here, this tavern, this location. And, yeah, when you say, I remember this game so well, that tells me that you were part of that community, which, for any person who was a part of it, it's sad that it's gone, but at least we can re-experience the game now. The servers are up. They are not official servers, obviously, but yeah, you can play online again. And there are people playing. So, I'd recommend trying to get into it if you can. It's definitely worth it. I'm having a lot of fun coming back into it. I have greeted the people who are on a quest. I would like to do Phantom Uragan, actually. I feel like Phantom Uragan would be good HRP. I've just got a sense that it would be. I'm not too sure what the situation with the event quests is. Oh, Festival of Fear. Why? Well, that's a shame. Oh, but why? But it's not the Festival of Fear. Oh, no, it is. I didn't notice it this whole time. I'm such an idiot. The sandstorm is here. It's because I don't have my audio in. I don't have my audio in. Hold on. The game is so quiet. I'm trying to hear the music. The music changes when the sandstorm arrives. Here I was looking at the event quests and I'm like, where's the... Okay, so I think this is a bit of a custom layout. The event quests are not in the same rotation that they were with the original servers. I've come to realize that. World Eater has stayed here. Where God's Fear to Tread has stayed here. Phantom Uragan has stayed here. But the Festival of Fear is here now, and I know that it was not associated with these quests. There's so many other event quests as well. They're not doing the same rotation, it's custom. But I'm glad that they can enable the festival to come. Because this... And I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to ask these guys if they want to do it. I'm going to ask them, Gen event? See, this is what an event quest is. It feels like an event at this stage, doesn't it? Come on, you guys must be down for that. You're not exactly appropriately geared for it, but who cares? It's all in good fun. What should I use for it? If these guys turn up their nose to fucking Gen event, I'm gonna just... Well, to put it lightly, I'll be very disappointed. Oh, I won't be fighting a pickle for some time. How dare you, calling it silly music. Hey, Yamatori. Yes, there are 2 links. Come on, guys, please say yes. I have not fought a Gen Moran in Monster Hunter Tri in over 10 years. Come on. Come on. Don't deny me this opportunity. Don't be sticklers. This guy's just equipped paralysis. That tells me he's not going to do that. That tells me that he's got different plans. I reckon they've all got different plans. Is it really playing with friends if all 3 of them are standing at the quest giver? I don't think these people are quite as organized as you might imagine. But yeah, if Weasley has equipped a paralysis weapon, that tells me he's got different plans. And if he's got different... Oh. Come on, guys. Alright, fine. What a shame. Look, they would probably be perfectly content to depart without me too. And they may actually do it. Uncommunicative and actually willing to totally ignore me. What the fuck? At least be like, nah. But apparently not. Assholes. I'll fucking find someone to do the Gen event with. Because, okay, the situation with the standard repel event quest with Gemoran is that there is no HR join requirement. I remember I had waited some time to go online for the first time when I picked up Monster Hunter Tri. And the timing of when I first came online must have been aligned with, I don't know if it was the very first Festival of Fear of the Tri servers or perhaps the second one. Whenever that came about, I joined a quest for it. I actually saw it. I came on to the city mode solo, just on my own. And I made a room, and I saw that quest, and I decided to depart on it. And I remember just my loadout. I think I was using a gathering set, so I had no defense, basically. I was using the leather set. And I remember getting one shot by a falling rock, and I didn't even know that it was a falling rock, because I'd never done the quest before. And it was just... I was impressed. I thought the monster was so strong. I was first and foremost amazed by the design of the monster. And then furthermore, I didn't realize what hit me. I thought I was killed by sand or something. I thought he blew sand on me and I got killed by it. And I was like, wow, this thing hasn't even physically hit me. I just got killed by sand. But then I later realized that he launched a rock at me. But still, I mean, that was a great first experience with Gemoran. It was very funny. And I said to myself, okay, I don't think I'm ready for this quest quite yet. No, I did manage to make contact, which is good. What is Siganyang doing? I don't like these guys. They're weird. There's something about them. They're just... They're dodgy. They're creepy. They're actually creeping me out. Like this Link guy is using a fire hammer. Like I get he probably doesn't have much of a loadout, but he's using... the Kurapeko hammer on a Kurapeko. This Weasley guy is HR 50 and sort of carrying them. And then Sigun is not actually joining in on the hunt, he's just gathering. It's weird. I don't really like this group. I suppose I'm inclined to feel that way because of how they just totally ignored my question of whether or not they wanted to do the Gen event. How the fuck could you just be like, no, I don't want to do Gen event? Maybe they're not nostalgic about this game in the way that I am, but I would love to do that. Whoops. Missed my charge now. I'm going to try to do that. That's going to be my goal. To do the Gen event before I finish this recording. Have to do it. Look at this Link guy. Look at what he's doing. Step back and charge your hammer. Christ. Do a spinning golf swing or a super pound. Stop doing that. If you're in need of guidance, it would appear that Weasley's not providing it. I don't care if we're going for a capture or not. I hope you miss it. I'm glad you missed your capture. I was not going to assist you with that. Would it have sped it up? I don't care. I actually don't like these guys. I'm going to look for another room. I launched Link, and that's about what he deserves. Oh well. I will find another room. I may even make a room. I'll name it Event Quests Ho. And people can guess as to whether I'm doing Jump 3 Jaggy, Phantom Uragam, or Festival of Fear. Managed to get the face there, and poison him. These guys aren't even... I mean, what are they doing? Are they gathering? Am I going to end this quest too soon by killing it? Probably not. Because they were willing to capture it before, which would have ended the quest, so... They're just leaving it to me, I guess. Fine. Here we go. I do need to buy some more pickaxes, actually. That's so funny that I saw the Festival of Fear quest, and I was like, oh, what? Where's the sandstorm? And then I looked and I realized there was a sandstorm. I guess it appeared while I was playing. And I hadn't noticed it. I'll have to go back through the recording and see when it first appeared, because I didn't notice it at first. Maybe it was while I was in the tavern, because to be honest, I don't think that there was a sandstorm when I was in the city entrance, because I would have noticed it, surely. How could I have not noticed the sandstorm? Because I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting to see when it would arrive. I'm glad it's here. I've missed it. I have now upturned my bottle. It's over. I'm out. The whiskey has run dry. I do have another bottle, but I'm saving that for tonight. Got a fourth flintstone out of that. 440 HRP. A meager amount, but better than nothing. That's actually a point. So, completing Festival of Fear must be quite good for HRP, so I'm going to really push to do that. That must be good. I understand that it's only repel, but... And I also understand that there's no HR requirement, but I'm going to assume that it's probably 1,500 HRP. Something within that vicinity. I'm out of here. You guys are fucking depressing. I don't know what it is about you people, but just the absolute lack of desire to attempt to communicate is gross. Alright. I'll see if there's a good room for me to join. He is going to want to do his event quest. Not event quest, sorry, his urgent quest. He's going to want to do his urgent quest, but I don't want to two-man it with him, so hopefully he'll be happy to two-man some of my stuff while we wait for people to join. That's my hope. With any luck, that's how we're going to go forward with this. If he posts his urgent quest, I'm going to say, can we wait for more? And if he says okay, then I'll say, can we do a quest in the meantime? Something like that. See, basic communication is very hard because it takes so long to type anything. Shit, he left! That's why there was a delay in me joining the room. It's because he had actually left in that time. Damn it. Now he's going to be looking for a room. Alright. Event quests ho, let's do it. Or event quest ho, sorry. It should be fairly self-explanatory now that the sandstorm's here, come on. Let me eat first. And I will use this greatsword because greatsword is ideal against Genmoran because he's a fairly stationary monster. I understand that my poison is not going to have an effect, but I'm going for the raw damage more than anything else. Lander and Blaster, that's precisely what I wanted. I'm having absolutely no luck at the moment with Exchanger, which is annoying, but that's alright. Well, if we can actually get a group to depart on this quest, at least we'll be able to see what the HRP is like. If it's good, then I will try to do this as much as I can. And I would actually like to use this quest to get materials to make his stuff. It'll be a chance to get dragon weaponry before reaching high rank. And I would like that. Yeah, really, the only difference for Jamaran in Tri is that he only appears... This is confusing. So there should be 2 event quests. I know that Jen appears as an urgent quest in high rank, but he should also have a regular high rank quest in the event, as well as the... yeah. Unless I'm remembering it incorrectly, I believe there is an event quest with no join requirement, and then a high rank join requirement within the event quest list when the sandstorm arrives. And in addition to that, there is a one-time only urgent quest for him to repel, or perhaps to slay him. I don't know. Anyway. Usually you can only fight him when the sandstorm arrives, that's the point. But I was able to see that in that quest list, this was the only one that was here, so that's kind of strange. Maybe the guys behind this server have done a bit of work to change that. I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. Actually, that's a good question. If I were to get Jamaran materials now, should I actually work towards making a dragon weapon? That would probably be a waste, actually. Because that's the problem. A dragon weapon from Jen is almost not worth using at all. Because, unless it's the switch axe, so... No, sorry, that's actually water as well. Yeah, there's actually no reason to do that, and I'll tell you why. It's because Alatreon and Deviljho far outstrip pretty much any weapon at all in the game, but particularly any Gen dragon weapon. So I probably should either work towards the switch axe or the hammer, because they are both water weapons. That would make more sense. So I should instead make a water weapon rather than a dragon weapon. There is obviously the temptation to make a dragon weapon, because if I can have that now, that would be good to use against Rathalos, and obviously the Double Trouble quest coming up, but I'm looking to the future, and I will always need the Demon Bind and the Jamaran Hammer. So, and those are both the actual names of the weapons. The Gen Hammer, the final upgrade is actually just called the Jamaran Hammer, which is funny. Whereas the switch axe is called Demon Bind, and then you can choose either purple or green, I think, for Demon Bind. So Demon Bind is your element file, water switch axe, and Ceadeus is your power file, water switch axe. I've always gone for Demon Bind. I remember back in Tri when I was playing it regularly, when the servers were up, and it was the main game that I played in the series, I pretty much only used Demon Bind. I think that's because I've always been very focused on elemental damage. That has always been my interest. But these days I'm probably more inclined to use Ceadeus, because I've changed my perspective a little bit. I look at elemental damage now as bonus damage rather than wanting to make that the primary damage. I think your focus should be to have good raw damage, and then use element as damage tacked on, theoretically speaking. So my point is, elemental damage for me is still relevant. It's entirely relevant, but I want to have a focus on raw first, which is probably best suited to power file, and then have the element just be a little bit of extra damage on top of that that is relevant to the monster that I'm fighting. So these days I am less inclined to focus on elemental damage than I was in the past. I remember I used to use the Exodus Sword and Shield quite a lot in this particular game, Monster Hunter Tri. For two reasons, actually. It looked beautiful. The Exodus Sword and Shield in this game is a beautiful weapon. But it has something like 600 dragon. Like 660 dragon, if I remember right. Fully upgraded. And I remember my little eyeballs popping out of my head. My little elemental obsessed eyeballs. And I was like, well, I've got to use this weapon. And it's good on Dragon Week monsters, I think. But it's got like 96 damage. So 96 inflated raw on a sword and shield for high rank is fucking low. But it's got 600 element on a weapon that hits very quickly and very frequently. So yeah, I was more inclined to use a weapon like that in those days than I am now. I will still make the Exodus Sword and Shield because I like it. But yeah, I know that it's not as good now, because I have more of an understanding of the mathematics behind the game. Not an intimate understanding, certainly not, but I understand it better now than back then. Back then I was sort of going based on instinct. What would make logical sense? I find that there's a healthy balance between what makes logical sense and what the game developers have decided to do, whether logical or otherwise. But, yeah, if you can figure what they're doing out, and then figure out what's logical, you can usually get a good idea for what's best. Sword and Shield is overlooked, I think, because it was overlooked in the past because it was your default weapon. That's your starting weapon. I think people naturally want to try other things. But Sword and Shield has always been of interest to me because it has felt like the most balanced weapon. It's incorrect to say that it's a noob weapon. But it is true in that it is your starting weapon, and it's the most balanced in that it has guarding functionality, and you have high mobility. It attacks quickly, high mobility, and guard functionality, like all of that together. Plus you can consume items without sheathing. I actually find it to be a really robust weapon type, and it's one of my favorites. I'd say for Blademaster, my favorites are the weapon types that sit on the extreme end of their spectrum. So Greatsword is my favorite, or one of my favorites, because it's very, very low mobility, but then there's an art form attached to that. And then Sword and Shield is also one of my favorites because it's at the higher end of the mobility spectrum. So I very much enjoy those weapons. They're very fun to use. The stuff that sits in the middle I'm not as interested in. Well, I will happily be a square, John Archive. For 3rd gen in particular, Sword and Shield is my most used weapon type. 100%. In 3 Ultimate Tri, and probably Portable 3rd as well. No, Portable 3rd I did use a lot more Greatsword, but yeah, for Tri, definitely Greatsword and Sword and Shield for Blademaster. The same was the case for 3 Ultimate, but I didn't use quite as much Sword and Shield in Portable 3rd for one reason or another. I think I had lost interest a little bit. I think I had burnt myself out on Sword and Shield by that time. But my use of bowgun has gone down a lot. I'd like to reintroduce bowgun into my regular hunting with Monster Hunter Tri. Look, I'm going to give this room another 2 minutes. Like, I've done my best, I've waited patiently. There is a community here, there are people who are coming and going, but it's not enough to get people to join. So that's difficult and frustrating, but if I can't get people to join this room and do gen with me, then I'd best realize that and try something else. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I was referring specifically to 3rd generation when I was talking about my use of Sword and Shield. You then proceeded to ask me, why haven't you played 4 Ultimate in 3DS? I have played 3 Ultimate in 3DS. And correctly, you would say on 3DS. I played it quite a lot. Not immediately, because I was disgusted by the fact that Monster Hunter was coming out on the 3DS at all. And so I boycotted the game for about a year. But then I eventually relented, bought a 3DS XL new. The new 3DS XL, sorry. To get the naming correct. Stupid as it is. Look, it was shit because of the console, but the game itself is nice. There are aspects to it that I don't like. To keep on the subject of Sword and Shield, I very much disliked the change of animation for the draw slash with 4th generation. So that was an introduction, or something that was introduced in Monster Hunter 4 that obviously continued in 4 Ultimate, where instead of doing a jump forward animation, you were doing more of a slide. It was a slide. It had less verticality to it. I didn't like the look of it. I didn't like the feel of it. And it disrupted the experience of Sword and Shield for me. It's probably I must be overly sensitive about it because I seem to be the only person who's been affected in that way. But yeah, I don't like 4th gen Sword and Shield at all. Sword and Shield was my most used in 3rd gen because of how it was. It felt like the most balanced. So yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. It's a scuttling sort of animation. Like your character scuttles. Just that very quick leg movement, and it's like a sliding, scuttling sort of maneuver. It is gross. I think what frustrates me is that they got it right in the very first game, Monster Hunter 1, that jump forward. It might look silly. It might not look as smooth. It might not be as cinematic. But from a gameplay perspective, it feels good. You're jumping at the monster, and it works very well. To be able to do that whenever you want as well is very good. And when they got rid of that, it had a very negative effect on my ability to enjoy Sword and Shield. Yeah. I'm not sure if I agree with that assessment, Ethan. I'll read what Ethan said. He said, Sword and Shield is a complete waste of potential. The best mechanic they ever added to the game was blade coatings and the perfect strike. Outside of that, all the other things they've changed are trash. I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. I think it was reasonable for them to make Sword and Shield a mounting-focused weapon. I thought that was a good... Okay, so it was paired with Capcom's desire to take mounting capability away from the Insect Glaive, which is fucking stupid. Really fucking stupid. I don't agree with that. But if it is their desire to take mounting capability away from a pole vaulting weapon, there is a whole rant that I can go on about that, and it's actually making me angry just thinking about it, but we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. If that's what they want to do, I'm glad that they did it with Sword and Shield, because it keeps with the spirit of giving Sword and Shield additional abilities. You know, Sword and Shield has, since 2nd generation, had additional abilities, you know, in the form of being able to eat things with your weapon unsheathed, and obviously having that shielding functionality on top of the fact that you have that high mobility makes it a very versatile weapon. I suppose that's what it is. I wouldn't characterize it as giving it additional functionality. That is true. It's more accurate to say that it's keeping with the theme of it being a versatile weapon, giving it all that mounting functionality. So to say that the changes made to it have been a disservice to the weapon, to paraphrase, I probably don't agree with that. It's not that relevant in my opinion, because I don't think 5th generation is relevant to the series. I think it's relevant to where it's ended up now. It's a different thing, but I don't really think it's important. It's not important to me, that's for sure. Well, look, these two are going to fucking... I know precisely what's going to happen here. So Ica is going to post his urgent quest. Right? Koga is high rank. They're going to do that quest, and then they're not going to want to do my stuff. So this particular room, the longevity of this room, can be summed up in the following sentence, and that is, I get to do one quest and then fuck off. That's what's happening here. Because I know what they're going to do. Ica is going to take his opportunity to hunt with Koga once he's done his urgent quest. Ethan's point is a good one. He says that he doesn't like how often Sword and Shield is in the air. And it is true that if you're in the air all the time, the weapon changes drastically, so it loses its... Oh, and Kogo is watching. Well, that's cool. Don't abandon me, is what I would request of you. Don't abandon me. I'm sitting here waiting for Ica. I don't mind waiting for him because he is someone that I saw before trying to get people to play with him, and he was unsuccessful. I think he ended up leaving the room. But he has ended up making a new room, and so I'm sitting here waiting for the guy. I tried to do the Gemoran urgent before. In fact, that's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Ica if he wants to do the Gen urgent. Because that's what I want to do. I want to get some Gen materials. Did I say Gen urgent? I meant Gen event quest. I want to get some Gemoran materials. I also want to see the HRP that it gives me when I repel it. And I also just want to do that hunt. Hand on heart, 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, since I've fought Gen in this game, so I want to do that hunt. It's important to me. Vodka or sake? I know it's random, but I want to get your opinion. Ugh. Vodka and sake are not comparable, and the reason why is because sake is closer to wine than it is to a spirit. So you're comparing them on the basis that they are clear alcohol, but not on anything else, which is not sensible. Vodka is comparable to something like gin, or again, any other spirit. Vodka is terrible. Vodka is something that you add to something else. It is an additive, in the sense that if you have a drink that you want to add alcohol to without adding flavor to it, you use vodka. That's the point of it. People who drink vodka straight are either dumb or Russian. So vodka on its own has no value. You're either going to get flavored vodka, which is just absurd. Flavored vodka is absurd because that is not the function of vodka. If you want a clear spirit with flavor, You've got white tequila, you've got white rum, you've got gin. Gin particularly, just drink gin, Christ. Vodka really will only add flavor if done not with flavor additives. If it's rough. If it's really rough and gross and cheap, it will add flavor, and it will be bad flavor. It will taste like garbage. That's bad vodka, okay? And you don't want that. Add vodka to a cocktail. Add vodka to any sort of mixed drink to give it an alcoholic quality. But don't drink vodka or suggest vodka to be consumed on its own. I'm not saying you're suggesting that. You are Russian. Well, I've got nothing against Russians, I should say. I'm not sure why you guys have become so attached to drinking vodka straight, because it's basically pure ethanol. Like, that's what vodka is. You're just fucking drinking ethanol. So, not pure ethanol. If you drank pure ethanol, you'd be dead. But my point is that that's the flavor you're getting. It's, for a spirit drinker, drinking a well-made vodka is like drinking nothing. It's as if you're only getting the alcohol flavor. That's why it works very well for mixed drinks. Now, would I recommend any other spirit over vodka for drinking it on its own? Yes, for the reasons that I've just described. When you bring sake into the mix, sake is different because it's rice wine. That's what it is. It can also be made with sweet potatoes and other things like that, but your better comparison is regular wine and sake. I like sake more than regular wine. It's lighter. I prefer the flavor. It's really quite nice. I would never touch sweet potato sake. I got a bottle of that once and it was so repulsive I couldn't finish it. It was just disgusting. I poured it out. Worst thing I've ever consumed in my life. It was sickening. Sweet potato sake. It might have been the particular bottle that I got, the particular manufacturer, I don't know. It was disgusting. It's probably 2018, I think I got that bottle, and it was made me sick. But yeah, that was bad. But yeah, a question of you got this lengthy response because vodka and sake is like apples and oranges. It's just what it is. What is going on with this guy? I don't want to sit here waiting for him for this length of time. It's unfortunate because I suppose he wasn't expecting anyone to come, but I'm tempted to just take Kogo to a different room. Really. But I'm also less inclined to do that because we've been here for so long already that I feel bad for abandoning Ica, but I'll try to reach out to him. I'll ask him, how long, Ica? Well, yeah, that's another point as well. So Ethan mentions that vodka is for people who just want to get drunk. You know, you drink it. But you see, you don't have to do that. There is so much cheap gin out there that also tastes good. Like, get a bottle of Gordon's gin. You can get a litre bottle of Gordon's gin. Tastes good. I suppose you can get cheap vodka, but it doesn't... Cheap vodka doesn't have a neutral flavour. This is my point. It tastes terrible. It's disgusting. It's rough and it's... You can get cheap gin and it'll taste good. That's the point. So, I get that. But, yeah, I don't know. Ica in the bathtub living his best life with a bubble beard. According to Ethan. I mean, at this stage, I think that's the only explanation. I'm out. Koga, if you could please follow me, I would appreciate that. I will make a room. It will be called Event Quest Ho. I will sit in it for 3 minutes, just in case someone wants to join. If not, you and I will depart on a gen quest with just you and I. Because I have waited for that guy for long enough. I've seriously waited him for long enough. Waited for him for long enough. This guy is on it. Look at that. He couldn't have joined my room faster. I think he is in agreement with the fact that we waited long enough. And to not have a response from him after I asked, I mean, really. It's your choice. I was happy to continue waiting if you gave me a time frame. If you're not going to give me any time frame, if you're just going to be silent, I'm not going to wait. Alright. As I said, I will go Greatsword. How dare you? Ethan, this is try-gen. What's wrong with you? You make me sick. You take that back. I'm gonna ask you to withdraw that remark. Because, like, that's... How dare you? Yeah, keep drinking from your candle holder. I will keep doing that. I mean, what... You're a joyless soul, Ethan. There's a fucking sandstorm that's just rolled into Lochlac, and you're sitting there saying, oh, you'd have a hard time recruiting me for Gemarant. I mean, what the hell? What's wrong with you? The sandstorm is here. It's time to hum. I can't believe you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see the Wii resolution, this is it. Wow, what a downgrade. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Wii resolution. That's what you would be looking at if I were playing this on a Wii. And it's bad. You can see that it's, less than acceptable. The graphics are great, but that resolution is very Nintendo Wii. And, yeah, I'm glad that it will not remain that as we play. I think that can be skipped, yeah. But, I didn't want to skip it. I wanted you guys to see that shit. Because that was pretty bad. Can I leave you to bind the monster at any given time, Koga? We'll try to communicate the best order of things. I think what we'll do is that when we get the initial side charge, so when Gemarant decides to ram the boat from the side, like from where he is now, we'll bind him so that I can do some greatsword charges on the arm. That's going to hit me. And that really hurts. Look at that damage. So, yeah, I think we'll bind for that, and then we'll go on his back afterwards. Because we kind of need to maximize the amount of damage we're dealing here. It is a repel quest, so. I do want to break that arm if possible. Oh. Steelix can fuck off. I actually don't know if Koga took the binder or not. I hope he did. If he didn't, then that's not good. Look how good Jen looks. Jen has never looked this good. I hope you're watching, Ethan. Jen has never looked this good. Look at him. He doesn't look this good in fucking 3 Ultimate. Alright, let's go for the bind. Bind, bind, bind. When he does his attack, obviously. Oh, what? Is he going to do like a rock attack first? It's a little slower than I was expecting. But yeah, so this is just a good opportunity to hit that arm. We want as much time to do that as we can, because we're not going to be able to do it in the final showdown. Alright, I'm going to jump on the back. Oh, no I will not. There we go. Welcome to Tri-Gen. Highest resolution experience. Which really helps when you've got all of this fucking sand. Looks like Kogo got glitched off the gen, which is unfortunate. But yeah, isn't this so much better? A higher resolution Jamaran. Oh my god. I need to make sure that I mine him as well. That's important. I should heal myself. I also need to... Whoa. That was dodgy. Now that he's gone and done that, I will drop an anti-dragon bomb on the... I suppose I'll do this tusk here. This is the one that's harder to break. Alright. So those can go and explode on the tusk that's harder to reach. Oh, I fucking jumped off. I'm an idiot. That's terrible. So I was weighing up whether or not to... Oh, was he throwing you off anyway? That looks like the throwing off wiggle. Yeah, that's the throwing off wiggle. Okay. So I was weighing up whether or not to hit the spine or to mine, and I did neither. I just jumped off the fucking gen, which is pretty bad. Still gen? Why are you so against this monster? See, this is how I know you're a 3rd gen player, Ethan. It's because you find gen to be so boring, but I'm telling you. Compared to Lao Shanlong, this guy is amazing. This monster is incredible. It's not a monster, it's a cutscene? Really? Are you trying to permanently wound our relationship? Because that's what you're doing right now. Like, you are causing irreparable damage to our friendship. Hey, A-Gaming. How you going? Welcome to Monster Hunter Tri. I'm going to do some mining. That's my priority right now. I need some pelagisite. I'm an idiot. I've only got 1 iron pickaxe. How stupid am I? I'm definitely going to need some pelagisite for making his weapons. Well, there you go. I need to get those pickaxes out of the box. Can't believe, like, of all the quests where I need pickaxes, this is really the one. Pathetic. Why aren't you doing the smash charge, Doomly? Well, I've got my reasons. Oh, thanks. Seriously? That's the word. You know what? That's such a Tri thing. I haven't seen that since Tri, where I get hit by a rock while standing on the gen like that. It's been a long time since I've had that happen. And you know what? I think it's been so long that that's a try thing. If it's that important, I'll yield. Well, it is! Yeah, so A Gaming's playing Monster Hunter 2. Let's not forget, of course, that the Monster Hunter 2 servers are about to be live within the next, I don't know, 12 hours or so. And that's very exciting. Because, let's remember, they've been down for longer than Dry, I think. Well, actually, I'm not too sure. I don't know when the Monster Hunter 2 servers went down. I know that the Monster Hunter 1 servers went down in 2011. So... Oh shit, that was bad timing. That's the problem with not actually having my earphones in. I wasn't actually able to hear the audio cue for that. I'm trying to mine here. This is the dangerous side of him to mine. I actually rolled through that attack, which was nice. Got a Moran shell. Happy to get that. Genji entered the city. I'm happy to do this repeatedly, to be honest, like this particular quest, because, as I said, it might be quite good for HRP. Oh, let me try and jump onto the boat. I can make it. Just barely. No, I just missed it. Unbelievable. I missed the boat. Oh. So close. Well, anyway, the DOS servers have been down for a long time. They will be open again, thanks to the work of the Monster Hunter Old School server, and that's a good thing. I actually won't be there to experience it when it first goes live, much the same as Monster Hunter Tri was. I'm busy with other things on the day that it goes live, but yeah, I would encourage you all to expect to see some Monster Hunter Tri and Monster Hunter DOS more frequently going forward. And you'll definitely see some online Monster Hunter DOS play. We'll see how it goes. Look, part of me wants to be coming online in Monster Hunter Tri with a well-built character, but that's alright. I can relent. Let me just make sure that that's fully mined. It is. Oops. Am I getting thrown off again? I am getting thrown off again. Stop doing that. I'm gonna start shooting the cannon at you, man. No, I've got a well-built character. I've chosen not to use it, John Archive. Sadly, I don't have my original character, but I parted ways with that a long time ago now, so I don't regret it that much. I would say that we should have no difficulties whatsoever repelling this monster, but what I will do is work to break these tusks. That's very important. Alright, let's keep on gathering. Just in case he does ram the boat, I will keep an eye on the goal. What's the ship health looking like? Oh. Is there... There's no ship integrity. He can hit the ship as much as he wants. Okay, well that's fine. That's the repel quest for you. Doesn't matter how much he hits the ship. Very good. Alright. Body slam. It's probably body slam. Or is it not? Don't be shy. Come on. He might ram the boat. If he rams the boat, then so be it. Is he... he's in hiding. Oh, he's gone to the front. Okay. He's gonna hit me with that rock. Oh, he missed me. Idiot. Alright. Again, can I just remind you all, this is the first time I'm playing Monster Hunter Tri fighting Jem'Maran in 10 years. 10 years is a long time to go without fighting a monster in a game. Yeah, that's not the ideal timing. I forgot that the timing was... Well, I hadn't really forgotten, but... Yeah, the timing is different between 3 Ultimate in this game, I believe. Slightly different. But yeah, that... It did make contact. But it's either an old wives' tale or it's true. The timing of the Jem'Maran will affect the amount of damage you deal with the Dragonator. Depends how much of the monster it can pierce through, you know. I'd say it's probably true. It makes logical sense to me. But yeah, at this point we just need to break the tusks. Because we will successfully repel him. Oh, that's good. Got the binder. It's actually quite hard to hit them when he's bound. There we go, just got that tusk. As I said, the other one's hard to get. You can see why. The angle is difficult. And I suppose I can physically hit him, I don't mind. I can't really reach the tusk from this angle anyway. Let's poison him. Yes, bread users. I am streaming at a time when people are awake. A novel idea. Something truly unusual. But yes, it's during the day for me. Middle of the day. Usually at work. But not this time. Not this time. My schedule has changed, but then I'll be on holiday as well. Next week, so... yeah. Expect more streaming at this time, I guess is what I would say. Thought I'd raise my greatsword to shield just in case. Just in case. I need to stop doing that attack, it's not working. Which might actually encourage me to... Oh no, I can't do the slap either. Very well. Oh, I can see Kogo's trying to hit... Oh, he's successfully hitting the task. On my screen, he keeps fucking falling off, but on his screen, apparently he's okay. Okay. He's fallen off about 10 times so far. I hope I didn't hit him off. It's hard to tell, actually. Okay, well, that was unavoidable. Can we just, you know, have a moment of silence for the fact that Kogo has now fallen off that tusk about 30 times in the last 30 seconds? Crazy. Oh, he broke it. Excellent work. Very, very good. Thank you for your work. Thank you very much. Oh. Oh yes, I did have... Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? I realized that I had an appointment. I actually completely forgot about it. That's so annoying. Ugh, how frustrating is that? Basically, ugh. It was a rescheduled appointment because they fucked up something, and now I haven't turned up for the rescheduled appointment. How annoying. There's various reasons why I totally forgot about it. It's mainly because it's totally fucking... Like, it shouldn't have even been necessary at all. It's basically some tax accountants. And they totally fucked something up, and we had to reschedule an appointment. I wanted to have it dealt with on the day, but they didn't have the time, so... Had to reschedule an appointment, and now I've forgotten about it, so it's like, look... My advice would be not to totally fuck it up. Seriously, guys. That's alright. I'd rather be playing Try than spending my day off, like, talking to those fucks. So... I don't have the time for that shit. Not right now. I'm doing something a whole lot more enjoyable than that. In fact, it's actually faster to just let that animation resolve in that way. It's awkward, isn't it? It's actually quite awkward. Oh my god. But it's better than rolling. Because if I roll, I then need to reposition. Which takes possibly even more time than this. Strangely efficient. I wasn't expecting this to work. I'm glad you enjoyed the Morrowind recording. I want to re-record that update video, to be honest. I felt like I rambled too much. I don't think it was very well. Oh, I have Feline Lander, that's why. That's why I did so well with it. I want to re-record that video. Not live, I'll do a VOD for it. I'll do it as a non-live thing and upload it to YouTube, but I just felt like I rambled a bit too much. I don't think it was very well explained. Anyway. If you feel that I didn't ramble, then maybe I won't re-record it, but it felt a bit rambly to me. Actually, I won't use ballista shots because that's good for breaking the tusks, but I'd rather use the cannon to deal damage, and I will do that. I suppose we're forced to do this for 30 minutes, because it's a rappel quest. For all we know, he could be dead. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose this is a lot of work, isn't it? No matter how much HRP we get, this is a lot of work. And it would probably be more efficient to do different quests for the sake of HRP. That's my instinct. Genji has joined this room, and he's sitting there waiting. Now, I don't think I want to do this a second time. So I hope he's not sitting here waiting for more Gen Moran, because that would be awkward. He's gone to the front again. The Dragonator is not ready. So I hope it's going to be ready by the time he reaches the boat, because at the moment it's not. And that's a concern to me. It is ready, okay. Now Dennis has joined. Hey Dennis, how we going? Dennis and Genji waiting for some Gen Moran. I suppose I don't mind doing it again, but it's, as I said, very time consuming. It's 30 minutes. And to be honest, I would rather reschedule... Well, no, I can't reschedule my appointment for today because I've got to make food. Here we go. There you go. That's what I like to see. Okay, so if you do actually deal the damage threshold, you don't have to do it for 30 minutes. So we just two-manned that. That was pretty good. Happy with that. Definitely happy with that. I'm happy to do it a second time. No problem. Well, there's nothing for me to do in the meantime, so I guess I'll watch Gen Moran swimming away, because this is the only chance that you get to see him do that. Because usually he would repel in the final showdown, but if it's an actual repel quest where... Oh, that was a good binding attempt. It's funny. Alright. I hope we've got some good rewards. One sturdy fang after all that. We broke 2 fucking tasks. And you give us 1 sturdy fang. That's rude. 600 HRP? 600? Well, I understand why. I suppose it's because it's a no HR requirement quest. Okay, I have different feelings about this now. That's only 600 HRP. Here I was going, oh, we're going to get 1,500 HRP. Well, I suppose the idea is that they don't want to just dump HRP on low-ranked people in 1 star who happen to tag along for a Gen Moran quest, get carried through it, and then just get endless HRP. I get that. Fucking hell. What can I make? Anything? I can make Gen Kodachi. Well, I can't make it yet. It's a forgeable weapon, but it's not, Guandao. Yeah, so interestingly, the weapons that I wanted to make, the water ones, I cannot at this stage forge. So, yeah, I don't know. So what hunter ranks are we dealing with here? We're dealing with... where's Genji? Genji and... whoa! 243. Wasn't expecting that. He is a higher hunter rank than my second character. This is my third, by the way. So my second character is like 215. He's higher than that, which is very good. Ugh. Stretching my back. Well, this will be very quick then. Hold on, what's Dennis's hunter rank? I probably saw it, but I forgot. Dennis. 78. What's going on? How about we do... Okay, I have a better idea. Let's do Phantom Uragan. That's what we'll do. That will ensure that it remains topical. So what's good for Phantom Uragan? Honestly, I guess this. I don't know how to use the binder in the low rank event one. No, you used it correctly. I don't think you did anything wrong. Oh, whoops, let me eat first, sorry. But yeah, I am absolutely ready to do some Phantom Uragaan, because that is going to be good HRP. I would guess that'll be on the higher end of HRP that you can get in Hunter Rank 18. So let's work on that. I'm glad that I had that moment of realization that that's still an event quest, and if these people had joined to do event quests, they can't tell themselves, oh well, I thought he was doing something else. No, I'm doing this. So yeah, very happy to do that. Good for HRP. It takes a very, very long time to get to Hunter Rank 999. Very, very long time. The best thing I can tell you is that I was Hunter Rank 568 in my original try save, and I was about 2,200 hours into that save. So, you know, if you were to grind your Hunter Rank, you could probably do it in maybe 300 hours, maybe even less. It might be possible if you were to do Alatreon cluster shot runs and only do that, you could probably get to 999 in 300 hours. But, like, that's Alatreon. That's like the highest HRP quest. One of. And, you know, if you're doing that in 3 to 5 minutes, and you do it over and over and over again, yeah, you'll get to 999 pretty quickly, but wow, like, it takes time. It really, really takes time. Now, that time that I spent in Try, not all of it was questing. Some of it was low rank, some of it was chatting with people. Why has Genji left? What's wrong with this guy? Maybe he wanted to do Gen. He saw that we weren't doing Gen and became displeased. I mean, why? Why would you want to do Gen to that extent? Like, you're hunting 240, whatever. At least we've got Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Let's go, mate. Maybe I shouldn't use a hammer. I don't want to hit these guys away from the monster. What are you doing, Dennis? Let's go, mate. You're not going to use a thunder weapon, are you? That would be inappropriate for both Uragaan and Genmoran. Oh, Dennis is also using a hammer. Okay. He's using what I used to use on Uragaan. Estrel. HR 87. Okay. I don't know how I suddenly got this group of higher hunter ranked people to join me, but... Oh, I understand why. It's because they probably thought... Can we HR 51 stuff? Asks Dennis. It's my room, prick! I know that might be a novel concept that someone of a higher hunter rank might have joined me. But, like, do you see, like, I'm player 1? Like, I'm at the top. This is my room, asshole. No, Gen? Asks Estrel. Well, no! I'm hunter rank 18! What, you want low rank Gen stuff? Maybe he wants low rank Gen stuff. No, Gen? That's basically what Estrel just did. Christ. You people are miserable. Look at this. Dennis joined the room thinking that we were doing... Like, I'm the room host. You can tell I'm player 1. Of course we're not doing high rank stuff. These people are miserable. What a bunch of miserable bastards. Seriously. Ugh. HR 51? Huh? No, because I'm the room host, prick. I can't do HR 51 and I made the room. Imagine if you people stole the room from me. That would be quite a sight. Bloody hell. I might actually get the stuff in the box. Alright. What a bunch of numpties. Estral I can understand. Sort of. I mean, maybe he wanted low rank gen stuff. If he wanted high rank gen stuff, then he's an absolute mouth breathing waste of human life. But if he wanted low rank, then fair enough. I understand that that might have been what he expected. The sandstorms rolled in. I've done event quests, ho. And I'm doing Phantom Urugan. But, you know, seriously. What the fuck? Whoops. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit this Urugan with my poison knives. They're just going to go over the top of him. I'm going to have to basically stand in line with the monster. Ugh. I'm a little bit annoyed about that appointment with the fucking accountants. Those pricks. They are the most unprofessional idiots I've ever seen. It's basically it's an accountancy firm that is actually quite good, but this particular branch, it is so bad. And they were only, like, they changed management this year, and tax time came around and they were so ill-prepared and so disorganized and so unprofessional, and they fucked something up with my tax return. It was just shocking. I mean, and so I had to reschedule. I wanted it fixed on the day that I had off at that time when I raised it with them, but then they were like, no, I was so busy. Which is probably fair, but, you know, I was pissed, and so... And they were like, okay, give us a day when we can reschedule. I'm like, okay, maybe Friday? And they're like, okay, 12 o'clock Friday? Well, it turns out I'm recording this video. 12 o'clock Friday, okay? So, tough shit. I forgot. It's because I've got better things to do with my life than to deal with your stupid mistakes. Alright. Let's try these poison knives. Oh, might be hard. That will hit me if I go there. It doesn't look like it will, but I can assure you. That will happen. Oh, that went over him. I have to at least get 4 on target. Have to at least get 4. No! I think I fucked it up. Can 3 do it? Well, 2 definitely can't. I try my best. At least I can vouch for that. Ow. Look, I wouldn't have used Sword and Shield. I see why you went Paralysis as well. You were thinking that we were going to have some damage dealers, but they all bowed out because they're a bunch of pricks, so that happened. I'm trying not to hit you. I'm figuring out how best to avoid that. I should just keep doing super pounds on the chin, and then once that chin is broken, it will become soft and weak, so that'll be good. That's the good thing about Phantom Urugan, you can usually get pretty high DPS with him. Looks like Kogo actually managed to get a KO with a shield bash there, which is quite good, just based on the timing of the KO. I had best sharpen up. I must sharpen my blunt weapon. Quickly. I was out of range, fortunately. Yeah, it's very easy to break the spines and cut tails when the Urugan is this fucking small. Look, there are aspects to this fight that can be more difficult than Urugan, but there are also aspects where it is counterbalanced and becomes quite easy. You can see that the amount of KO damage that I'm dealing is very high. It's very easy to hit the head with these super pounds, so it's just constant KO. It's very good. Very easy. Sorry. I mean, you know I'm trying to avoid that. Oh, let's get out of the way of that. I'm surprised that this chin isn't broken yet. I'll carve that tiny little tail in a moment. At this point, I'm glad that I have focus with this hammer because the faster I can get these super pounds out, the higher my DPS. Big time, because I'm constantly in range of the monster. It's very, very fortunate. No! This Uruktor is interrupting my flow. I wonder what the HRP is going to be like. I hope it's higher than regular Uragaan. It should be, because it's an event quest. It's a special sort of quest. I don't remember what Phantom Uragaan dropped, actually. I know it's not the Gunlance thing, because the Gunlance is Giganox, I think, so... What else could it be? Could be Sinister Saints. That might be what it is. I don't think his lightning works. Which is to say, Rising Soul. Oh, he's leaving. He's out of here. Or at least I thought he was. Ow! God. I think he was intending to leave, but then we interrupted him and so he smashed us with his chin. Which I suppose is the natural reaction of an Uragaan. We'll do some mining and then we'll pursue him. I do need an advanced armor sphere, actually. I certainly don't need a worm. So I will change the worm for that. Go away. Away with you. Alright, I'll continue. The blue one was the priority, but mining in general in the volcano is good. Right. Probably should have consumed the first aid med rather than discard it, but at the end of the day, what am I missing out on? 60 zenny worth of a fucking potion. I don't even think it's that much. I can't remember the cost of the potion. It's not 60 zenny, that's too much. I've never paid attention to the value of shop items. Really, I haven't. Incredibly, this chin is not destroyed yet. Oh, here we go. Let's try and not detonate this bomb. I will do my best not to. Sorry. Let's see, Kogo's also trying to shield bash that chin. He's really going for it. If he wants to hit the chin, he has to... There we go. Now that's a weak point, which means the damage dealt to this monster has increased considerably. So with every super pound, that's really hurting him. Alright, let's try to get him in the trap. Poor guy. I sort of feel sorry for him, but I also don't. I'm not sure what you mean, Arexian. This is a perfectly ordinary quest. I don't know. You've never seen an Uragaan before? I guess you've never seen an Uragaan before. That must be what it is. He's a subspecies of Radoban. I genuinely remember when World came out, people were saying that Uragaan was a Radoban reskin, and I wanted to take them and beat them repeatedly until they ceased to breathe. That was pretty good. A knockout chained into a paralysis. This, I have to say, considering our DPS, this fucking Uragaan has taken an absolute beating. Like, how is it still alive? We may actually reach 15 minutes with this shit. It's incredible. I mean, I'm not that surprised because Kogo is not really going damage here. He's going paralysis, which I'm also going. It was a good idea for when we had 4 people, but it turned out that we only had 2, so... yeah. Awkward. Will I drink a cool drink, or will this monster die before I feel the need to do so? The big question. Look out, he's after you. Oh, that's funny. There's another KO. We've definitely reached the point where diminishing returns have ceased with KO. I think we've reached that upper threshold, but I'm hitting his head so much, like with literally every super pound, that, yeah, it's still knocking him out pretty often. There we go. Look, I'd say, alright, that was probably fairly quick. Let's kick him. Bastard. Fucking weird caterpillar looking thing. He looks like a stone caterpillar like this, doesn't he? You have to admit. You wouldn't look at him normally and be like, that's a fucking caterpillar, but he looks like one now. He's so little. So small. Yeah. Kick him while he's down. Bully the tiny Uragaan. All right. Got a little bit of Uragaan stuff. Got a jaw out of it. Got a rushed shard. What have we got? No rust weapons. Predictable. Actually, I won't take the hunter's knife, but I will take the lance. I don't need precision -10. And I certainly don't need speed gatherer +5. I would like a gathering, just a standard gathering talisman. That would be nice. I don't have that yet. Alright, that's some good money anyway. 1,100. That's not too bad. 1,100 is acceptable. It's not as much as I was hoping. Oh, we got a gold crown small. Yes, indeed. That is a gold crown. Unsurprisingly. Alright. Well, shockingly, that's been a 3-hour and 24-minute recording. I was not anticipating that at all. I think that will suffice for now. I've done enough Monster Hunter Tri, I would say. Now we've got the daytime sandstorm. Happy to see that. I'll put all this stuff away, and yeah, that's it for today's recording, everyone. Thank you, Kogo, for joining me. That was, for the most part, pretty effective. We got a bit done. I we'll see you all next time. Keep in mind that the DOS servers are coming out soon, or in other words, they will be working soon, and I will be doing some DOS in the coming days. I won't be recording tomorrow, and probably not the day after either, but we'll see. I will try to do some DOS soon, and I very much look forward to that. For now, I bid you all farewell, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.